Hey, welcome back to the episode of Instagram Podcast. I'm your host, Juan, and as always, my co-host here with me. Hey, Trip.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We've entered a new decade, so I want to talk about what we've done in anime this last decade. Do you want to talk about that?
What we've done? We've done nothing in anime.
I've done so many things in anime. I've made so many strides for anime. Without our show, where would anime be?
Probably in the same place.
Yeah, exactly the same place.
Yeah.
I guess what I mean when I say I've made a lot of strides for anime, I just meant my figures, because my figure case now has lights in it.
Yes.
And it looks pretty nice, right?
Yeah, I thought it was like...
It doesn't, right now they're off, but it looks pretty...
I thought it was like cool before, and then I saw the lights, I'm like, God, it's fucking dope.
Just adds a whole new level. And I got the old Sue that you got me, a little froppy down there, splashing with the
okay, so she made bottom shelf. Okay, cool.
She did make bottom shelf. I had to do a little bit of arrangement. Do you know who I moved?
Ooh, let's see. This is hard because I look at this thing all the time.
I know.
But
my favorite part too is that I never faced this corner, but like every podcast you face the corner
to look
the
at
figures
this fucking
are in
wall.
here.
Yeah. Okay. No, because like the Gun Gale girls were always together.
Mm-hmm.
Were they? Yeah.
Yeah, the Sword Art and Gun Gale are both together.
They were all together. Yeah. Your favorite figure, Vash the Stampede, at the very bottom of the corner, hiding so no one can see it.
My oldest figure. Yeah. Yeah.
Your top figures, I wanted to say that like those are your badass figures.
Okay.
Aang's not supposed to be there.
No, Aang's always been there.
Really?
Yeah, Aang's badass, dude.
No, he's whack.
Yeah, that's where Aang's always been.
I wish there was a good Aang figure.
Yeah, there should be.
There should be. Well, it's not anime, so no figures.
Exactly. No
I don't know,
cool
man.
ones.
I can't tell you what you moved.
Angel from Angel Beats. She's hanging out with the Madoka girls because she's pretty much a magical girl.
Oh, fucking Christ. I guess she did fit right in. I was like, that is...
Yeah. It was a little bit of rearrangement because, she didn't fit in many places. So I'm like, she'll go with the random bunch. The little Kino, the little Miyako from Kill la Kill. And yeah, then I had to move her up to the magical girls. So she still got her curry. She's still chilling.
Nice.
Big time.
Is that what that is? I thought it was... I've never looked at it close up. I guess I always thought it looks like a book from here. Like she's holding a book.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a tray of lunch. Yeah. So
Makes
she's
sense.
got curry there for her. Because that episode, she had spicy curry and she's the only other person that likes it. Angel Beats, best anime of 2010 to 2020.
Well, that was the show, guys.
That was it. So while we talk about whatever the fuck we're going to talk about here, I want to share that there was a comment on one of our recent podcasts.
Did they call us the N-word again?
No, I fucking loved this comment.
Is it an insult?
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess, but not really.
Were we called dumb?
So, no.
Okay.
So, the whole shtick of the podcast, I think we have it in descriptions all over the place, is we talk about anime, so we're like kind of an anime podcast, but we also just talk about whatever the fuck we're talking about.
Oh, did we complain about us not talking about anime?
So, yeah. But it was on the episode when Marnie was there, which, movie's less than 2 hours long. The episode was 2 hours long. Do you want to listen to us talk about a movie
for 2 hours?
For 2 full hours when the movie's not even that long? There's not enough to analyze. So what they said is they babble for an hour and a half. Content starts at 1:25. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so fucking funny. Because we do. Like, I'm like, yeah, obviously. Yeah. I almost responded and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of our thing. We just babble. I'm cool with that, man.
Did they say unsubscribe at the end?
No, they didn't say anything. But they were just like, they get to the fucking point.
Eventually.
An hour and a half in. I don't know. All right, cool.
I mean, I don't know. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes the movies are just really good, so we just don't talk about them. Let's talk about your figure case again.
Okay. Back to my figure case.
No. Well, you know what? We'll try to be better in the new decade, okay?
I won't.
Well, I'll try.
Okay, good.
Let's get right on to the topic.
You'll be the better part of the podcast, though.
Damn it, I don't want to try that hard. Have you been watching... Okay, what have you been up to? Anything cool?
I mean, it was Christmas.
It was? Oh, it was Christmas, yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
What did you do for Christmas?
I hung out with my dad and sister, and we ate and shared gifts and hung out, and it was all right. Yeah, lots of fun, lots of good times. Got lots of new clothes, so I'm into that.
Nice.
Big on the clothes.
Is that a new cardigan?
It is. Yeah, it's a new cardigan. I actually feel it. Get over here. It feels pretty good. It feels pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cashmere. It's good.
Is it?
Yeah, I was like, oh, fuck. Yeah, I was excited about that. Also got some board games that we'll be able to play. So we've got Keeping It Saxy, the Kenny G card game. We have The Mind, which is a game that I can't wait to play with you, where you're not allowed to talk, but you have to count to 100 collectively.
Oh, you told me about that, yeah.
It's fun. Kyle and I read the rules last night. When I say it's fun, I haven't played it, but it seems fun. And it seems like it'll be a good time. They have like different mechanics in it that allow you to like just skip cards or whatever. Like everyone puts down their lowest card instead of having to count up. It's like, well, those are all of our lowest. Okay, there's the highest one, and we'll go from there. That kind of stuff. It was interesting seeming, so I'm excited to play it.
Okay.
And then fucking Villainous, the Disney game. I really wanted to get that. It's a board game where you play as the villains and you have a specific goal depending on what your character is. So you have to do like different things, find different cards in your deck. And then you also get cards to screw with other people. And it seems good. Haven't played it before, but yeah.
Nice.
I'm stoked about those.
Sierra and I also got board games from our family. We got Sorry, Candyland. One other one, Trouble, I think, which are like all the same game. So.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so it's fun.
Well, one of them, you push the thing down and it goes pop, 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 pop.
Which is fun.
The other one, you roll some dice. And then the last one, you just draw cards.
It's all the same thing, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, every game, it's pretty much luck.
Every game is Candyland.
Sorry has more tactics than Candyland. Trouble. I don't remember how Trouble works. I think it's just you keep rolling over and over and over, or popping until you get like a certain thing.
I think you're supposed you have like 2 pegs or 3, 4, maybe 2. Yeah. It's 4 pegs or whatever. You're supposed to get them to the end, and then like you hit the popper, and if you get like a certain number, you get to go again. And if you land on top of someone's number, whatever, where their peg is, they get sent all the way back because they are in trouble, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's the same game as Sorry.
Same as Sorry, I'm pretty sure. Unless Sorry's different. I don't fucking remember.
I don't think it is. Sorry is like you have a different amount of little, I'm going to call them blasters, but that's not at all what they are. You have a different amount of little blasters, and you can knock people back home. You're only safe when you get into your home, and then you need to like progress your pegs, your blasters into the position depending on what you roll. So
when you land on someone, do you say, ooh, sorry?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Say sorry.
Same game, dog.
Yeah. It's the exact same game. It turns out that I've played them both as kids and went, this is kind of dumb, and didn't remember the other one when I played it. So I played Trouble, was like, I like the popper, and that's as far as I went. And I'm like, these pegs are fucking stupid. All the plastic and the like, it's all too shiny, but like not in a fun shiny way. Anyways.
The popper's
your games suck.
We don't have any board games, so we got to collect them all.
Yeah. I understand.
We did Christmas like lunch with Sierra's dad, and then Christmas dinner with Sierra's mom, and like we exchanged gifts and stuff. And Sierra gave me like a really cool Chargers jacket. It's reversible. Really stoked about that. And the coolest, one of the coolest things I got that I'm really excited for is Sierra got me a figure that wasn't delivered on time. I'm assuming it was like pre-order or something like that. You know, but she just took a picture of like the figure and put it in a box. It's Bunny Senpai figure, but she's not sexy.
We did it.
I'm so excited.
We did it.
So stoked. Now I have to get the sexy one, to be ironic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited for that. And and I got, a dope Bakugo, and I got little puzzles to do, like little, those little key puzzles or whatever. Like they're just like interlocked metal bits, and you kind of pull them apart. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It was a good time. And then what else have I done? I think I've been watching a bunch of movies that are on Netflix that are like going to be removed on January 1st.
Yeah.
I watched Rain Man. Never seen it before.
Rain Man's a good movie. I like it.
It wasn't bad. I was like, cool. It's like, oh, this is a movie about people not understanding autism back in the day.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I watched, what else did I watch? I watched some of The Game.
Okay.
Has Sean Penn and Michael Douglas in it.
Not familiar.
I couldn't finish it. Like it's kind of like a survival anime. It's really wealthy guy gets given a gift where like this company builds an adventure for you. So a bunch of fucky shit starts happening for him, and he starts like getting keys and stuff. But an hour into the movie, kind of like this podcast, an hour into this movie, they're just babbling. But I was like, dude, this is so fucking boring, and I couldn't finish it, so I stopped that.
And could you imagine like spending all this time curating something, and then it just winds up being an absolute letdown for everybody?
Yeah, like kind of like our podcast.
No, that's my review of the new Star Wars movie. Have you seen it yet?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
no.
man, that is my review of the new Star Wars movie.
I saw Black Christmas at the movie theaters, not on Netflix. It was bad, man.
Like badass?
No, like just bad.
Well, I'm glad I passed.
it was a good time to watch a bad movie.
Sure.
Like,
I mean, yeah.
When it was done, me and Sierra like, that was pretty shit. This is why I was shit. Let's talk about why I was shit.
Yeah.
I remember looking up because I was like, it ended kind of like abruptly, and I was just like, it kind of like the girl was like happy but also sad. I'm like, did she see something? Or is there like a little after credits thing, And there was, but it wasn't like, it was kind of playful. So I looked up, I wanted to see if are they planning on making like a sequel out of this, And on Google, say like other like phrases that have been like connected to this project, and like a lot of them were like cringeworthy, bad acting, like waste of time or stuff like that. Man. And I was like, oh, fucking get wrecked.
That's a rough time.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Pretty fun.
Besides that, man, I've been just chilling. I got over my cold. On Christmas. It was Christmas miracle.
Mm-hmm.
I went to dinner. I went to lunch and dinner with my family and then with some friends respectively yesterday. We decided to do the pod. I decided to do the pod at the latest possible point because then it's closer to the New Year's, which is tomorrow when this drops.
Yeah. Happy New Year again.
Happy New Year's, yeah. And that's all I've really been up to, man. What about you? Besides Christmas and that, you watch anything? You play anything?
I mean, yeah, I've done a couple of things.
What'd you do?
Did I beat Control the last time?
Yeah, you did beat Control last time.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Man, it was one of the coolest end sequences. For some reason, I thought that I did that on Christmas Eve, like later.
Well, I don't know. I got a snap. And it was like I beat it, and they're like, I really beat it this time. Like,
yeah.
Did you beat it twice? Did you
well, kind of. It like it does a little tricksy on you.
Oh well, then maybe that wasn't Christmas. Maybe it didn't come out because Christmas was the pod. By the way,
well, that's when it came out, but we didn't record it on Christmas.
No, we recorded like on Monday. By the way, I checked it out. White Album came out in 2009. Doesn't count for decade.
No, it does not. No, it does not.
That sucks because it missed out on a lot of things it could have won.
Best shonen,
best anime,
best sports.
Best intro, best outro.
Oh, also, sorry, we're not doing a best of.
No, it's not best.
Just so you guys know, because like Funimation is doing that kind of stuff, and right away it was like best of the decade, like best anime, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer, and you're like, really, that's the best of the decade?
Yeah,
that one
sucked ass. I mean, it's fine. Really good intro.
It had some cool stuff.
I like the song a lot.
Yeah. I'm like, best of the decade though? Guys, gotta be real.
For this podcast, we're doing like our favorites of the decades, like stuff that like we liked in the last 10 years, which is a lot harder than I thought because there's a lot of stuff that came out. And then also a lot of the stuff I'm conscious about came out in the latter half of the,
That's kind of the hard thing. So we were going through and looking up all of our anime that we've watched in the last decade based off of what Wikipedia has for those sections, those years and whatnot.
But there
are definitely some that couldn't remember the name of, like the fishing anime that we watched, where there's like a space alien guy that fishes and whatnot.
I watched like 2 episodes of that.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. So I didn't put that on my list because I can't even remember the name. It's not going to make it into a category, even though the animation was like very different and very kind of like experimental, I guess. It was cool. Does not deserve like best animation.
Yeah.
Favorite animation. Whatever.
Favorite. We're going to call it favorite because
I had to sneeze right then. That's why. Fuck.
We're calling it favorite because people do best and we're known to be like this was the best.
Yeah, I don't think anything that we like is the best.
Obviously, Funimation nailed it by doing Demon Slayer. The Crunchyroll Awards are coming up sometime pretty soon, so it's kind of cool to kind of get our things out before theirs.
Well, is Crunchyroll doing best of the decade, or are they just doing best of the year? I think
they're just doing their Crunchyroll Awards.
Because, Crunchyroll Awards, we'll still be doing an episode to go alongside that and see like what we thought was the best and why.
But we beat them to it. Fuck them.
But this is best of the decade, so that's a whole
favorite
thing.
of the decade. We keep saying best. Fuck them. Our stance.
If y'all got problems with me saying best,
leave a comment.
Just let me know. I want to know.
Guys, we really want to get to this week's topic, but we have to babble for an hour and a half before we get there.
It's true. So my friends came into town, multiple friends. I've got Tom and Diana here, and they came and visited, and we had fun. Played a little bit of VR.
Tom shaved his head.
Tom shaved, yeah. He's now going full bald, and I support it.
I like it too, yeah.
And then his sister and her fiance are in town too, so we hung out a couple of nights ago. And then last night, Andrew Juan came over with them as well. Yeah, Andrew Juan's in town. Say what up to Andrew, everyone. He works at Netflix. We know him.
Andrew Juan's in town?
He'll be here tonight.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
That's wild.
I know.
I like Andrew Juan.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm telling you about it.
He's a good guy.
He said something about you, but I can't remember what it was. It wasn't a bad thing. It was definitely on the better line of things, but I don't remember what it was at all, so I can't tell you what it is. Sorry, man. Should have been here last night.
Is Show also in here? Is he in the closet?
Yeah, Show's been waiting to pop.
Come on
Show's
out,
not
Show.
in here. He's not in here.
He's too busy.
It's hard. But yeah, I also found out that there's a game that just came out called Watam. I don't know how to pronounce it. Whatever. It's Wattam for anyone that wants to know. If you're a fan of Katamari Damacy or that other game that he put out like on PlayStation 3 where you're a thing that just eats other stuff. I can't remember the name of it, but it also had a wacky name. It's like Nooble or something like that. This is the new game where you start out playing as the mayor, who's this cube man with a hat. And then he goes and he meets a little rock, tiny little rock, and then he explodes them and they giggle and laugh. And then a giant rock comes to life and then it explodes with them and they giggle and laugh. And then more stuff starts happening. And then you start changing the characters that you are and eating everything and then turning them into fruit, and then more things come in and they eat the fruit and you turn it into poop and you flush that poop and it turns into gold poop. And then the telephone gets stolen by the sun. So you need to go and get that by stacking on top of each other. And then a balloon comes to help you out and you go up there and then the table's like, I want to go to summer. It's crazy. It's the most fucking outlandish, insane game that I've played in like forever. And, I recommend checking it out. I don't think it's for everyone, but it's for sure a good check out. I was losing my mind. It was fun.
Cool, man. I'm glad you're playing games and having a good time.
It's a really good time. Also, because of the sale that's going on PlayStation right now, I decided, fuck it. I'm going to get some really fun shit that I've been putting off getting for a while. So I bought Devil May Cry 5. I haven't touched it. Just bought it last night. Which I've seen gameplay here and there, and it looks like it's right up my alley, but I wasn't a big fan of the old Devil May Cry games. The new one, however, seems like it's so over the top that it like circles back around to being like kind of serious about itself without taking itself seriously. It's very weird. And I'm into that. So I'm really excited to play that. I just got Tools Up, played that last night. Kyle likes it. He doesn't like Overcooked. This game's a lot like Overcooked. And we figured out what the difference is. Since the gameplay is almost the same, you pick stuff up, you use stuff, and you throw stuff. And you need to do certain things. Tools Up is instead of being like, you have to do all of these orders as fast as possible in the order that they come in. It's just like, I mean, you have to replace the carpet and the walls in this apartment, and that's it.
Get to it, yeah.
Yeah, so you just know exactly what you have to do instead of it keeping up with, like, here's new stuff over and over. It's just like, here's what you do. You have this much time to do it. Go.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So anyways, it's fun. I'm excited to play that with you and Sierra because I know that you'll both be into it in different ways. It'll be less stressful for you.
I'm not stressed. The thing is, like, I used to play Overcooked with you, and we did great, okay?
Yeah.
And then Sierra came along, and she did even better. So I was pushed to the wayside, okay? So it's like...
It's a 4-player game, fuckface.
I don't want to fucking... Okay, look, man. I know where my strengths are, and they're not in the kitchen, okay?
Whoa. They're in the apartment with tools and paint and glue.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I retired from Overcooked because I
you were just too good.
I weigh you and Sierra down, and I don't want to fuck up any orders, okay? I hate that. So maybe this will be more my speed.
I think it will be.
Okay.
I think it'll be a great time.
Fine, we'll try it out.
Yeah, we will. Okay. It's going to be good. I've been rewatching Sugar Pine 7 lately, which is great.
I don't think I know what that
never
is.
finished it. It was a YouTube channel a while ago. They started their own kind of, I guess, their new genre. It's like... So there are different YouTube styles. You could have like a commentary. You can have a documentary style. You could just have like some fucking shit posting meme stuff. Sugar Pine 7 is a combination of just like real life. You know, they're like real life Twitch streamers who did different stuff. It's a combination of that and playing characters and doing like skits and bits and stuff. So what they'll do is they all kind of play their own character, which is like an extreme version of themselves. They decide that they're going to do something for like that day. Like we'll make a video where we all just go on a hike and then we'll see what happens from there. And they start just like ad-libbing and doing weird shit. It's heavily edited. The person who started the channel, Steven Suptic, he narrates everything. So he'll do commentary on himself about like what he says or about how dumb the other people are and how he has to like explain how dumb they are. And, you know, he's very, very hard on everyone, himself and other people, which I get a kick out of. And they are fucking goofy and fun, and I love them. So it's called Alternative Lifestyle, that kind of almost like a lifestyles channel, but it's very fake. It's cool.
Okay.
Been rewatching that because they got canceled from Rooster Teeth about a year ago. R.I.P. Maybe it's been less than a year. Maybe it's only been like several weeks, months. I don't know. But I never finished it, so I've been watching it.
Hustle and Flow and Blood Diamond. 2 other movies I watched on Netflix. Just in case you were wondering.
I was.
Okay, because I couldn't remember. I was like, I know I'd watched more movies.
There was Rain Man and some others.
Rain Man and some others. Yeah. Oh, really cool. Really big news. Sierra bought me new pants. These aren't them. These are old pants.
I know. I've worn those pants before. I know.
But yeah, man, I'm really stoked. Got some new Levi's. I'm not
Levi boy.
I'm not very good with change, you know. I usually like a specific like type of shoe or like a type of pants and like I stick with it. And the Levi's I used to get got discontinued. So I was like, well, this is it, boys. These are the pants for the rest of my life. And they were falling apart. So Sierra's like, we're getting you new Levi's. And I'm very against it. Put it off as far as I could. But you know what? New year, new pants. That's what I say. So
that's a weird thing to say, but I support it.
I say it all the time, man.
How often?
Do I buy new pants? Oh, do I say it?
No, do you say it? Yeah, all the time.
You know,
this is the first time I've heard.
I wake up, rub my eyes, you know, get the crust out of them, and then I go, new year, new pants, and I get going, man.
Damn.
It's a daily thing.
That is one hell of a morning mantra.
It can mean whatever you want it to mean. To me, it means I'm wearing new pants.
So stupid. I love it. I'm almost done with Pokemon.
Okay.
I caught the big guy, the big spoiler guy.
So you beat the Elite Four?
You do it before you beat the Elite Four.
Oh, really?
It's in the middle of it.
Okay.
Yeah, the way the Elite Four works, I really like. You battle other trainers that are going to fight the Elite Four. You do a tournament of that, and then you win it. And then amongst the Elite Four, you do like a tournament with them. So the different people are beating the different winners. And I don't know. It's a whole weird thing. Until you eventually are the one person that's going to fight the champion. And then right before you go and fight the champion, it's like, oh, by the way, big bad evil guys summon the big bad evil monster. And then you just go and fight it and catch it. Because, you know, you got to catch it, right?
Pokemon, yeah.
And then you fight the champion. So I caught it, and now I'm at the champion, and I'm not going to do it. I'm done. That's me.
Cool, man.
No, I don't know. I'll get around to it. I'll do it one day.
I don't got much to talk about. You got anything else you want to talk about before we get into the anime we've been watching?
I've been catching up with It's Always Sunny and Rick and Morty.
Okay, I caught up with Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I liked 2 episodes a lot.
Which 2?
I really liked the Oceans one, the heist one.
Okay, I like the snake one a lot.
You like the snake one a lot? That one was a good one. I liked the dragon one a lot.
Okay.
Just because dragons fucking has been a joke.
Has it? Oh, yeah, they do have dragon sex calendars, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this season it's only like it's like half a season, right?
Yeah, it's been like 5 episodes.
It's okay. I don't know. I feel like Rick and Morty at first was really like out of this world. It really hit stride season 2. Season 3 I was like, oh, this feels good. And then like I was like, I don't know, like it doesn't feel right.
To me, it just feels like more of the same stuff, but it's way overhyped. I just don't, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I liked it at first because I found out about it when not too many people were into it.
Me too.
And then when season 2 came around, people were like way fucking into it. And season 3 was just out of control.
Yeah, it was at the peak of like pop culture. I feel like Rick and Morty and The Walking Dead were two things that like I literally changed the channel and it just happened to be starting on the day it premieres at that time. And I go, oh, cool. And then like I went to school the next day or worked the next day or wherever I was at my life when that happened, right? And being like, hey, have any of you guys watched this? And nobody seemed to know yet.
Yeah,
and then a week later, it was just like fucking chaos.
Well, I think the only reason that I care about that is that when it starts out and people are like, oh yeah, I'm into this. I like that. I want to have people to talk to. It's all good. But then at a certain point, it reaches the people that blow it way out of proportion. And then it reaches these like unhandleable standards. Like you can't possibly achieve the standards that other people set for you. And then you have people that are fucking running into McDonald's screaming about Szechuan sauce.
I fucking hate those kids, yeah.
You know, that kind of like running around yelling Pickle Rick. That's the stupidest shit in the world.
Yeah.
The fan base fucking sucks. I think the show's all right. It hasn't suffered a whole lot from that, but there are definitely some things that I feel like they're putting in the show because they're like, oh, people are going to fucking love this shit.
Yeah,
you know?
And you know, so you're allowed to like the show as much as you want. We're not.
Oh, I like it a lot.
Not shitting on
I'm still
you.
having a good time with it.
We're not shitting on you if you love Rick and Morty. I just liked it. I used to like it a lot more, and now I'm just like I watch it kind of like just to kind of like cool. I'm up to date with it. Yeah,
it's fine.
But so far, none of the episodes this season have like blown my mind or anything.
Yeah.
So.
You should watch BoJack. I've also been watching Steven Universe Future.
Oh, I haven't watched those last 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Actually, there's 2 more after that, right?
There are 10 total now.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's fun. I'm having a great time with it. It's still like fast episodes that get resolved really quickly, but we get to the point where we're now seeing some like villains, and then Steven's got some emotions going on. So it's a little bit more stuff that's been happening, and I'm into it. I really like what Sadie's got going on with her life, so I think you will too. Lars seems like he's really hit his stride, and I'm okay with that too. And I'm liking it. It's just a lot of Steven trying to figure out where he fits in.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll check those out. I'm pretty sure I have them DVR'd, so.
They're good.
Okay.
I want to say that's everything, man.
Cool. Anime. You want to talk about anime you've been watching?
All right. Which ones do you want to talk about? Ascendance of a Bookworm? Sure. Let's talk about that. Right now, I lost my fucking mind last episode. I was, holy shit, way into it, man. Did not expect it to go the way it went. She's been trying to learn how to make books or find a way to make books in this world. That's kind of been our goal for a while. And she realized that in the church, they have books. So she can go and use their library if she works there. So she decides she wants to work at the church instead of be a tradesperson. And this is, of course, on the day that she becomes able to work or whatever. She decides that, and she expresses interest to different people. Her parents are like, what the fuck? No fucking way. The only people to go to the church are orphans because they have nowhere else to go, and they treat them like shit. And she's like, well, I want to be able to read though. And then she finds out there are nobles that also work in the church, and they get a lot more access to things. So while there are nobles that work at the church, instead of just saying like, oh, don't worry, like you don't have to just be an orphan in order to work here. Like nobles work here too. They're like, yeah, nobles work here too, but nobles get the good positions and everyone else gets the shitty ones. So you shouldn't go there. And she goes there, and the anime fucking takes a giant ass twist. And I will not tell you at all what happened on the podcast, but you have to watch it, man. It's so fucking wild.
This is the last episode of the season?
It was episode 14, and
is it 2 core?
I think it's 2 core.
Whoa, bro!
And I'm, who knows?
You know what? It feels like I almost just want to watch episode 14. I'm not gonna fuck off all the other episodes.
Go for it, man.
Cool.
Watch 14.
I'll do it. I'll fucking do it.
We've finished up with Didn't I Say to Make My Abilities Average in the Next Life, and. You know, it's over. It was fine. It was just, you know,
save it for the review, dog. Okay,
yeah.
Don't go too deep.
I'm not going to.
Don't go too deep.
I'm just like, you know, it stayed consistent through the whole thing. It didn't really try to achieve anything else, and it was just a good time. It was just another cute girls doing cute things. Yeah. Set in a fantasy isekai type situation. It was cool seeing the background of characters and whatnot. Anyways, it was fine. Vinland Saga. That's a fucking anime, dude. Holy shit.
I should watch that.
Yeah, you're behind. It's over. They're done with it forever until the next season. But, oh, fuck. Yeah. Man.
That or Ascendance of a Bookworm. Like, which one, oh, fuck more? Like,
Vinland Saga, because it was called End of the Prologue on episode 24. Yeah,
Holy
we just ended the prologue.
shit.
You remember back when we started reviewing the show and we were like, yeah, 4 episodes in, it
Prologue's
becomes like an
done.
actual
Yeah.
thing. No, man. Now we're at the end of it. And then Kyle was like, okay, so it was an old anime back in the day, right? I'm like, yeah, it was. And he looked it up and he's like, all right, so the old anime ends a little bit after where it ends on the 24th episode here. So, anyways, Vinland Saga, dog.
That's
oh,
so
shit.
fucking. I never would have guessed that was a prologue. That's
And
wild.
I think that your answer for best villain may have changed if you had seen this.
That's too late.
Yeah, it's too late. Didn't change for me because I'm not a fucking loser that follows everyone else in the world.
Are you calling me a loser?
No, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just being overly aggressive for no reason.
Yeah,
Askeladd's like a fucking great character that has so many different arcs, and he's just so dynamic. Absolutely the best villain because you start hating him at the very beginning, like right away. You're like, yeah, fuck this guy. What a piece of shit. And then it gets into where it's at now, and you're like, this fucking dude had to deal with so much shit and he's so fucking smart. Mm-hmm. You're like, that little fucking scrappy piece of shit kid sucks. This guy's awesome. But then you realize he's a scrappy piece of shit because of that guy. So it's like a very conflicted. Oh man, last episode was great.
Okay, all right, I'll watch the show. Leave me alone.
I will. Stars Align. Good time. I think there might be one more episode. It feels like there should be one more episode. Mm-hmm. Because it would have ended on a hell of a cliffhanger. Otherwise, it ends with like an after the credits sequence in a lot of different episodes, right? Mm-hmm. So all these boys are playing soft tennis and they're having a good time and they've gotten really good. And that's kind of where the last couple episodes have been. And then it ends with something that's not very soft tennis clubby, if you know what I mean.
Is it more hard tennis? Hard tennis?
It's a little bit dad time.
Dad heavy?
But yeah, man, it's great. I love the show. It's really good.
Good.
I don't like it as much as Haikyuu, but I like the drama so much.
Okay, yeah.
It's just the sport part isn't as good.
As good, yeah. No, I agree. I think I'm past the point where they've done their first preliminary matches with whatever, and they're going through their second set of matches with like a different school, or maybe it's the start of the tournament or something or whatever.
Yeah.
But I always forget that there is always almost always like a little bit at the end, you know?
There's always some like, man.
So I had to go. I always have to like stop and go back and watch it, you know? So yeah, I'm excited to finish that. But yeah, it's
been good.
It's good. It's a good show. And I agree. Drama elements are a lot better. Sports wise, it's not really, it's a drama covered in like a sports blanket, you know?
Yeah, absolutely it is. Kimono Wrestler, the Animal Mask Man show, it ended. It was all right. You know, it ended with a big ass wrestling match between the two of them. But, you know, coming off of My Hero, it just had no impact for me. So I think it would have been kind of cool. But I just watched the Mirio episode of My Hero. So
You cry?
No.
I cry all the time.
Did you watch that one?
No. But I saw the highlights of it or whatever, like the big scene, you know, the moments.
A lot of people have problems with it. For those of you that haven't seen this episode, I'm going to do my best to not spoil anything. But it's kind of been each character duo has been getting fights. Sometimes it's solo, like Sun Eater got his own solo fight, 1v3. In this one, Mirio is able to have his fight, and he's the one that's going ahead of everyone and getting to where he needs to be
because of his power.
So yeah, no spoilers there really, but he gets to where he's supposed to be and has to fight. And people had problems with it because they emphasize weird things. So the fight has really cool moments, but it also has parts where it's just like very clearly still frames that they're like, we're not going to show this part to emphasize how hard it is. But then again, it's also like, but it could have been just as good or better if they had animated it.
Kind of like the Bakugo Deku fight where like that shit was full animation and they brought in a different studio and it was amazing.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Right.
So they should have, like, lots of parts of it were like, holy shit, this looks great. And then there are other parts where you're like, But why are they doing this?
Why are they standing still? Why are they charging their powers?
No, not so much that. A little bit more like, all right, so he's running, and now it's like there's things that'll hurt him everywhere. I'm trying to not say. It's hard. Things that'll hurt him like everywhere, and it shows that he is dodging some and he's getting hit by some, but it's not showing how it happens. We're just seeing that like, okay, so he's hurt a little, and now he's, whatever, which it was fine. I mean, when it comes down to it, like the fight looked great, but some people have some huge problems with that, and that they focused on like the villain having flashbacks of certain things and like building depth to that, but it went too far back. So people had issues with that, of that it focused on that for too long during this fight. And yeah,
but you're saying it was still dope. Like seeing
it looked really good.
Yeah. Like Mirio fight and see like what happens to him and everything.
Oh yeah. It looked great. And next episode is just going to be starting right back up, and it ends, it ends, and it's just like, we're still going. But people thought the Mirio episode, it should have been 2. Like there was that much content in the fight in the manga that it could have broken up into 2 fights. I just wanted to see what you thought of that.
Well, I haven't seen the episode yet, but
no, but the fight, do you think that it could have
been 2? You know what, that part of the anime and then the manga, there's so many things going on where like it's kind of hard to gauge like how long something specifically took. Like I feel like the Red Riot thing, like his fight,
people had problems with that one as well.
I felt like in the manga it lasted a lot longer.
People said that, and they also said you felt his damage.
Yeah, it was
versus in the anime. It isn't. He's like kind of hurt, but
he looks like he's gonna be okay. Like by the end of that fight, I was worried. Like, is he gonna like?
Yeah, because he's covered in like dried blood and exposed.
It's brutal
and stuff. Like all of his skin is chipped off.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. But I don't know. I don't remember the Mirio fight being. I remember it being like really exciting in the manga. I don't remember it being too long. Maybe the thing is like we're not we don't have any say in how the studios can do something. Maybe they're trying to get to a certain point in the manga where there's like they can't afford to break it down into 2 episodes. Like we have to get this fight done because our end goal is to by this 12th episode or whatever be here to finish this arc or start a new arc or whatever. So I don't know. Who are we to say? You're lucky you got it at all.
Oh, yeah. I had a great time with it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Definitely hear their complaints.
You remember when we were like watching the sports festival back in season 1? We've come along. Was that season 2?
No, season 2.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can remember. Yeah, but we've come along. That is season 2. We've come a long way from like where we first started. The first one ended with like the UA getting attacked, right? Mm-hmm. The training grounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a lot.
There's been a lot. Like, okay. So there's a lot of change. Now we're just seeing more capable people doing lots of big things.
Yeah, fighting more capable bad guys too, though.
Exactly. And on one hand, I like seeing that because everyone's doing like trickier stuff. But then again, back in the day, it felt so exciting because you're like, well, they don't have fucking anything that'll help them out of this. And they use their wit and they just kind of make it past. I don't know.
Or they play their All Might card. Like, it's cool. He's here. We're saved.
Yeah, they do that. But like Uraraka versus Bakugo, that fight was insane. Woo. And that was in the 2nd season. And I liked that fight more than I liked Mirio's.
Oh, well.
More than I liked Sun Eater's.
That was a good fight, though.
It was a really good, like, all I'm saying is they weren't as good back then.
Mm-hmm. But they were good.
They were fucking great.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Well, man, we should do better on when we work on My Hero. We should try harder.
Yeah. I think that they keep a pretty consistent quality. I'm happy with them.
It's a good show still. So.
And that's all the animes I've been watched.
I watched...
and Carol on Tuesday.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that. Because we're probably going to talk about that later.
Yeah, that's going to be in our wrap-up.
Yeah. I started watching... Haikyuu. I think it's season 3 because season 4 is coming out, right?
Uh-huh.
And season 3 is just the one arc of the...
It's the one school.
The one match, right?
Yeah.
I've been putting... I started it up a while back, but I watched all of season 1 and 2 dubbed. So when I went to go watch in Japanese, it felt a little weird. And I was like, oh man, I really would like to... I prefer to watch it dubbed. So I've been waiting. And finally, I went on to High Dive because High Dive, the powerhouse of anime, has been fucking up on my phone.
Yeah. Is it working again?
No, it's still not working.
Damn.
I have to go to my computer, which is fine.
High Dive, they've been fucky with apps for like ever.
But they have, I think, like 6 or 7 episodes dubbed. I was like, cool, I'm watching this. So I started watching some of that. It feels really good because, like, you know, I know that you like the dub, the subbed, right? But like, but I really.
Well, how are you gonna watch season 4?
I'm gonna wait, I guess.
All right, damn.
That's not. I mean, that's not. I don't know how to feel like because that's how I watched season 1 of Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in Dungeon? It was dubbed and I really enjoyed it, right? And then I started watching season 2 sub and I was just like, it's just something feels off, right? And it's like, it's because I didn't watch it dubbed. I don't know. I'll probably watch it, the Haikyuu one. It's probably be good enough I'll get over it. My over the years opinion on dubs versus subs has changed a little bit. I think that watching dubs is 100% fine because there is a time and a place for that. But if you're trying to keep up with anime, there are some people out there that watch like a fuck ton of anime and they just can't really do subs. I think that you just need to get used to it. I think that you can't possibly keep up with anime if you're trying to watch it on Funimation as it's coming out. And like
it's
2 weeks later.
Simul-dubbed a couple. I think that that's unrealistic.
Well, we could have this podcast where we review all the dubbed anime and everything would just be late. And people are like, people already know that because that already came out. I don't know. Like I said, it's just specific shows that I've watched dubbed beforehand, and then I go into the sub. I go, it's like there's like a learning curve to it.
Yeah, so it's hard, man, but it's got a good sub.
Yeah, the dub's good, so I like it. I'm enjoying that. I also started after watching some Sports Boys. I just said, hey, I'm going to watch the other Sports Boys show that's coming out this season, the Basketball Boys, and they play basketball. They play basketball hard.
Yeah,
The dub I like it a lot more than the sub actually.
Good.
Their voices because we were talking about that. The voices felt kind of weird in Japanese, right? They still feel like they're grown ass men. They look like grown ass men, except for this fucking child that's playing basketball with them.
Yep.
And, you know, they're doing some good stuff. I like it when they break down them playing basketball because it's not over the top like Kuroko, but it's also not as it's in it and it's but it's also not as sometimes even Haikyuu gets really hyped too, like when they like slow something down. Like it's not like that. It's more grounded in earth, and they do sometimes like try to pump it up, but it's never something crazy outlandish. I'm like, okay, cool, that's fun. Like there's a bit wherever he like does like a crossover. They'll make the ball like swoosh really fast, and like they'll add a sound effect, kind of like a gun being lit, like kind of noise. And I'm like, I really enjoy that. Like it's a small thing. I'm like, oh, that's really fun. Or like whenever he's gonna like duck in and like go through, like they add another effect, and it's nice. Like it's enjoyable. I don't think it's like great. It's for sure not the best sports anime I've watched, but I'm enjoying it for like stuff that came out this season at least.
Nice. Plus, you get to hear that sick Pillows intro.
Oh yeah, they do have Pillows intro. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, it's a good intro. I also watched a little more of Takagi-san Teasing Master or whatever.
Season 2.
Yeah, it's still just okay. It's just kind of like season 1, you know.
It's just a fun little time.
But that's what I didn't expect anything different. I'm like, it's just a slice of life with this never-ending joke. It's kind of the bit, you know. And then
that's one of the hardest things, like Kaguya-sama and Teasing Master. Like, it doesn't make sense for me just because it's the same joke. And it's hard for me to like be invested in it that long.
I think there's just sometimes that people they like things that are just the same. They don't like to switch things up. So when you like something, you go, cool, I'm okay with just seeing this over and over. Yeah. Some people don't like, because sometimes things get changed and they go, oh, I hated it when they did this. And then you just like, the thing gets like,
that's true.
So it's like, it's not for everybody. This show's not like, you have to.
It looks good, though.
It does look good. It's not a must watch, honestly, unless you like that kind of stuff. What's the last one I watched? Okay, so I don't know. I watched. No, that's it. I don't think I watched anything else. No, I said all Haikyuu, basketball, and then that. Yeah, that's all the anime I've been watching.
Nice, man.
Yeah, I've been watching some anime. I'm gonna be watching some more though because we're doing our wrap up soon.
Yeah, you better watch more.
I listened to a lot of OPs and intros this week though.
I listened to some because I couldn't remember most, and I have them like all saved on my phone pretty much too. And man, it's intros
hard.
And outros are so fucking hard. OPs and EDs, intros and outros. We'll get to those in a minute.
Do we got any news or not?
Yeah, we got a couple of news.
Let's get some quick news and then we're going to do this week's topic.
All right, which piece of news do you want to hear first? Do you first want to hear that JC's staff producer said that more than half of the revenue from some of their recent titles that came out this year was from international streaming?
No, I want to hear the other one.
Okay. Then the other one is that Beastars ended its first season with a see you second season teaser at the end.
That's the one I wanted to hear. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's pretty cool. Have you seen anything about Beastars?
I saw that it's probably going to drop on Netflix pretty soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Been seeing a lot of artwork of it.
Yeah, I saw this piece that kind of like tried to summarize the season or whatever. And I just clicked on it for a second, was like, whoa, that's fucking cool looking. And then closed it. Yeah, I'm like, I don't want spoilers, but I do want to get like an idea visually of kind of what's going to be, what I'm in for. If it's going to be more of like a Africa salaryman. If it's going to be more like that style of like, oh, you know, we're just kind of doing life stuff. I don't know what's going on. Or if it's going to be more like a fucking battle anime or something else. I don't know. And it looks like it's going to be something else, man. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Yeah. So, and then the JC staff thing, that's cool. Good for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's good, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, it's interesting because it's showing how big of a market, like it's not just US, but it's international. So yeah, lots of people in different countries that are around Japan that do watch anime, China and South Korea being like big proprietors of that. I think there's a pretty big following in Vietnam as well. Anyways, it's cool seeing that kind of stuff. And then we know that Europe has a large amount, the United States has a large amount, and Australia has a large amount of people that also watch anime. And somehow conglomeratively, we make up about half, a little bit more than half. People all over the world. That's interesting.
It's impressive, yeah.
If only we had Japan's numbers, you know. So the third core of Fire Force is going to air in summer 2020.
Cool.
I don't know if it's a different season. I don't know much about that, but it's the third core.
Well, it's for sure 2 core, and there has been like arcs, right? But a lot of this the last bit I've been watching is a lot of just this one thing. I haven't caught up with this last season. I know it just finished airing or whatever, but they're just kind of doing the thing. They're fighting the evangelists, and you know he met his brother, and it's just pretty straightforward shonen. So
yeah. Well, we're getting more of it.
Yeah, cool.
This summer.
Nice.
WIT Studio CEO George Wada said that they're working on a new anime original. It hasn't been adopted from anything else. So let's hope that that's a good project. Do you remember if Kabaneri was an original or not? Yeah, it was?
Yeah, it's based off of Attack on Titan.
Well, pretty much, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's an original thing. It might not be. I don't know. But if this is their first original tight, if we're getting more stuff like Kabaneri, they had some great ideas in there. So hopefully they could put those together with the delivery. Yeah. Let's hope it's good. We'll see. I'm stoked for anything WIT does, though.
Dog, that's my news.
Okay, cool. Let's get into this week's topic.
What is it?
Favorite anime of the decade.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of categories in there, and then we got like just animes in general, like kind of like the way we do like best of the year kind of awards.
Yeah.
Or, you know, it's kind of like that similar, but for the decade.
But more.
Which was explained to me it's the last 10 years.
Yes.
So from
2010 to the start of 2009 or 2020.
Yeah.
So all of 2019. Yeah.
So till today, because today's the last day of 2019.
Today's the last day. Everything that has aired up until today.
Yeah, so that was fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of work.
Yeah.
It was you made a list. I filled out your categories. I added a few, and it was just a bunch of me texting you, be like, "This is too hard.
Yeah,
I fucking hate this."
I'm just like, you could fucking do it. Don't be a wimp.
And then I finished it. And I was like, "Oh, I'm not happy with my list."
I know, and that's exactly what I went through. But yesterday,
yeah, it was fucking.
Where I'm like, how the fuck do you choose an intro and outro? They're all so good and precious little babies that need to be fucking watched again and again.
And no one cares besides us. You would just send me texts like, yeah, man, like I was going to pick this, but then I remembered this. And I go, oh, I fucking forgot about that. No.
Yeah, well, because I'm looking at your answers and I'm like,
oh, I get it. Yeah.
I get all those. And then I'm like, yeah, man, I was surprised I didn't see this on your top 10. Like, fuck. You're like, yeah, that totally came out. I forgot.
Oh,
that's the way it goes, man.
These last 10 years have been crazy. So, so much animes.
It's true.
Let's get into it, yeah?
I guess. All right. So starting off with the podcast classic, Best Mom. This one wasn't even a problem for me.
Unanimous.
Yeah, it was just there are 2 options, and I went with the best one.
Yeah, so the first option is always Deku's mom.
Well, sure, yeah.
Yeah, she's great. But the actual winner
is Miyako Ishida from A Silent Voice.
And again, we keep saying best. We mean favorite. She's our favorite mom.
She's best mom.
Best mom for sure.
Favorite best mom.
Favorite best mom. She's the mom from the main character of Silent Voice. She is so fucking dope. There's
really good character.
There's a bit. She's a single mother. She's raising the older daughter, the son who's kind of a shithead. The scene where like she goes and meets with the mom of the girl that's been bullied and stuff, and she gives her money to replace all the hearing aids that her son has thrown into the river. She's a dickhead, and then like she gets her earring ripped out to show like, I'm sorry that my son physically hurt your daughter. Like I was like, oh, so fucking brutal. What a good fucking mom to do that for your shithead of a son.
She's hardcore. She's a good mom.
Yeah, I like her a lot, and she's got really dope hair.
She's a stylist.
Yeah, so great character.
Cool mom. A Silent Voice, great movie. If you guys haven't seen it, at least watch it for her.
There's a lot of good things. Like there's a good mom in that one. There's like a really cute baby character, right? There's a really dope like best friend sidekick character.
Honestly, great characters all around. They got great like bad characters.
People, yeah. People where you go like, oh, I fucking hate this person, but you're supposed to hate them, so you're doing great. It was really hard making the list and being like not making everything a Silent Voice, because like I would go,
it's a factor.
I would kind of go through it and be like, oh, this is so good, like I could pick all of these, and I'd go, no, I should parcel it out, and then I go the same thing with like My Hero, and I'd be like, oh, I can make this, and I'm like, no, they shouldn't all be My Hero characters. Be realistic.
So every answer from Juan that's not My Hero or A Silent Voice is a cop out. You guys heard?
No, that's not true. There's a couple cop outs in there I'll talk about later.
All right. Now that we've talked about best mom, let's talk about best girl. Our favorite best girls. You tell us about yours first and why.
So I picked I don't know what it is, man. She will always be my best.
Well, that's what I was like. I was like, wow, when you find one, you have
like,
one.
For like the last, I don't know, it's been like a couple years now. She almost always comes up as best girl, and it's Uraraka from Uraraka from My Hero Academia, fucking Gravity Girl. She's so fucking dope, dude. There's nothing I don't like about her, and I've seen her in the manga too, and I'm just like, God damn it, I'm sitting there being like, Juan, you can't pick her again. Like you have to pick someone else. But when you fall in love, Trip,
you fucking know, man.
You just fucking know. So I mean, she's a badass.
I like her a lot. Yeah.
So I knew you'd understand. You'd probably
100%.
It's a good choice.
It is. I mean, when you see her when she's focused on, she's fucking awesome. She doesn't get a lot of focus lately, though.
Yeah.
So like in the episode with her and Sue fighting alongside each other, fighting the giants or whatever, the giant villains.
Yeah.
We didn't really get to see much of that.
Don't fucking matter. She's still
exactly. Well, I wanted to see more because I'm like, I love both of these girls.
Last 10 years, I think she's the best girl, and 10 years from now, she still might be best girl. It's fucking scary. Damn. Yeah, I've never felt this way about a character before. I want to get a new Rocket figure. There's a pretty cool one out now.
There is now. Yeah,
the floating one's pretty dope. So
pretty into that.
So yeah, she's a dope character. She's a badass. She's really like bubbly. She's got a lot of personality. She's in love with our main character, but not like super shitty like old shonen. We're just like, I just fucking love you so much. She's like, nah, she's her own person. She's independent. She's about that shit,
Yeah.
And she kicks ass. So she's awesome.
And this is actually the one that immediately I realized, oh, we can't just choose a best girl of the decade because that would be like our best girl. And I don't know. So favorite makes a lot more sense. Like, do you think that she is the best for everyone?
No,
it's kind of that's where I'm at. So like,
obviously these are all our opinions. Like,
so that's why it's our favorite best girl.
Because the best girl of the decade is probably some really obscure anime, probably called like White Album, from 2009.
White Album 2
doesn't count. White Album 2, yeah. So obviously this is just my of the decade favorite
your best girl. Yeah. So mine is my Sakurajima from Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai.
Really good.
I feel like that kind of, if you see the first episode, you immediately know why.
You get it, bro.
She's a clearly smart, capable, troubled person who is a very important figure in the world she's in. She's a pretty famous actress chick.
That no one remembers. Yes. Spoilers.
And I feel like the anime just builds on her in ways that's like, oh, she's fun. She's just a fun, smart person. And I really like that. She feels like a real person, which is something that I appreciate most about her. And while like the whole like teasing tsundere thing that goes on, not huge on that, but then again,
you're huge about it.
I like all the other parts to deal with it, you know?
Bro,
she's best girl.
She's awesome. You know, cakes and bops. What can you do? You know,
not a whole lot except for cakes and bops.
She's great. Yeah, good call. That's one. I like her a lot too. But I mean, and my pick is like, nah, it's got to be Uraraka. So.
Yeah, man. Best boy. Favorite best boy.
Okay. So my best, Christ, my best boy was Goro from Darling in the Franxx. And again, it's not like there's no way he's the best boy from the last 10 years. But for me, no one fucking deserves him. Okay,
yeah,
he's too good for this world. He's too fucking precious. You know, he put up. You know, it's that fucking your best friend. You know, you got to support him, but the girl you love is in love with your best friend, and he's just like, cool. I'll just be in the sideline. Like, dude, no, man, be happy, do you?
Yeah, man.
And then in the very end, eventually he is happy, and we're like, man, but they don't fucking deserve you, Garo. I do. I'll take care of you. I fucking love him. He's great.
Yeah,
he's one of my favorites.
Pretty great.
Darling in the Franxx was a show that, you know, it
had some highs and
Cloverworks,
some lows.
A1 Pictures,
yeah,
right? Trigger, right?
Yep.
Holy shit. Yeah, it for sure had its highs and lows, and we didn't really know what it was going into, and we for sure didn't know what it was coming out of it. But for all that being said, like I still really enjoyed it.
They gave us some waifus and a best boy. So.
Yeah, for sure. So that has to go to my best boy, Goro. So
hell yeah. My best boy is Popo from Anohana.
Yeah.
Dude, he's just a bit fucking little goofer.
Fucking goofer.
He's got some emotions he doesn't know how to process.
Reading some porn and whatnot.
He's a sweetheart. Everyone loves him. He's the one that brings the gang back together.
No one deserves him. Those people are too fucking bad.
There's some precious folk.
They don't... He's too good of a friend. Like, fuck those guys.
He's a real good guy.
Yeah.
He's a very stunted, emotionally, having trouble processing things kind of guy, but he's such a good guy.
And he's a beefcake, so...
Gosh, he just keeps the secret base, man. He's the secret base keeper. He's fantastic.
I also love that he was the smallest of them when they were younger. Like, he was like a little tiny little boy, you know?
Yeah, now he's
a big old man. Yeah. That's a good one, man. To be honest, I didn't look at your list at all, so I don't know what you have.
Oh, man. So this is fun.
Yeah. I have no clue what you put. I was like, cool.
Yeah, definitely Popo. And that one was a really hard one for me because there are a lot. Like when you put Goro, I was like, yeah, Goro's a really fucking good one.
Yeah. Even though the show's wild, you're like, yeah, but fucking Goro, though.
Goro, though. He's great.
Popo, good show, too. Fucking, oh, man, I didn't put Anohana on my list. Oh, no.
Hang on. You're fine. There's a lot of good anime this last decade.
Damn it, man. All right, go ahead.
The next one is favorite protagonist.
Okay, my favorite protagonist. Let's see if I remember.
Who were you thinking about?
Favorite protagonist. I don't know, man. Who did I put down?
You put Mob.
Mob, yeah.
From Mob Psycho 100.
Yeah, okay, that's right. I fucking love that show.
It's such a good show.
Yeah. You know what? What is Mob's real name? Because that's his nickname. Do you know?
Look, man, I'm not the one that wrote your answer.
I was just wondering if you actually knew.
I wasn't responsible.
Mob Psycho 100 is a show that came out of like nowhere. We watched it and then stopped it because we hated it. And then
God, it was gross.
5 or 6 episodes, and you're like, dude, we gotta watch this again. And I was like, fine, I'll watch it again.
We never looked back.
It's one of the best things that ever happened to me. It's such a like beautiful show. And Mob is like such a like endearing character.
He has a lot of different elements to him that make him interesting.
Yeah, and when I was trying to think like, oh man, what protagonist, like what character do I like? I'm always down to like like happy to see him. Like fuck, whenever Mob's on screen, like he just makes me like, even when he's sad or happy, all of it.
Plus, his voice actor is fucking great.
Oh my god, his voice actor is
what a sweetheart.
He's the nicest person ever. We should protect him. All right.
He also made a suicide joke, which was pretty funny, but nobody laughed
because it's a big deal over there.
They're like, "Ooh, we don't know how to deal with suicide jokes."
And, and he's just like, oh, "Dude, we got a whole forest for it. Come on now." He was funny and he was really nice. And this is one of the shows where I watch subbed. The sub is so good.
Oh yeah,
the dub's not bad, but I'm like, nah, man, give me that sub.
You gotta get it.
Mob's great. I think he's a powerful, awesome character to, just like, he doesn't. It doesn't have to be super serious. You know, he doesn't have to be like badass McGee to be like the best protagonist. He's just a good dude, man.
So I went for Dazai from Bungo Stray Dogs. The thing with Bungo is that they have a few protagonists. You start off with one, and then you realize, oh, it's about a lot more people. We're just kind of being introduced to all of our protagonists through the one that hasn't fit in yet.
Which one's this guy?
This one is the suicidal eccentric.
Like the detective dude with the coat or whatever?
Yeah, who can cancel people's abilities.
Nice. So he's a Eraserhead.
He's Eraserhead, yeah. And holy fuck, I love him so much. He's such a fun, amazing character who has this really rich, dark past. All of his decisions factor in a lot more than you see at surface level. So he puts on a persona around people. Doesn't matter if he's friends with them or not, in order to make sure that everyone's doing better than he is and making sure that the situation that he needs to accomplish works well for everyone and is like the best outcome. Just a lot of different factors. He is such an interesting, deep character. He's amazing. He definitely deserves it. He deserves to be on this list because he is so influential to the way that other characters interact with each other in this show.
I can respect that.
Yeah.
That's good. You know what I realized just right now? I've never seen a Mob Psycho figure. Except for the one with the really tall hair, I think. Maybe like the green guy. Maybe? Have you seen the Mob figure?
Maybe?
I can't remember.
I don't know, man.
Because I was like,
Bones isn't super into figure making, I guess.
Because Bones also does Bungo, right?
Yeah.
I remember we were sitting like, oh, it'd be dope to have it as figure.
I would fucking lose my mind if I got a Dazai figure.
Do they make those? I don't fucking know.
I don't know. Somebody's link us. Please, thank you.
Good pick, man.
Yeah, man. I'm into yours. Favorite villain.
Okay, yeah.
Juan's gonna just
here it is, guys.
He's gonna lay some stuff out for you.
So I think 2-3 years ago,
it was the first Crunchyroll Awards.
First Crunchyroll Awards. You know, we're young, we're naive. People doesn't know nothing. This is the first time, you know, Crunchyroll has done something like this.
Nobody's ever cared about anime until this moment.
What it is. You know, and they give us the chance to, you know, vote for who we think.
I'm gonna weigh in.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it.
You know, kind of like voting for the president. You know what? My vote counts. You know,
every vote matters.
My voice needs to be heard. So people are voting for best boy, best girl. You know, best villain, best anime, best animation. You know, everything.
Everything.
The one that fucking killed us was best villain. They by name named the winner, and they named the killer from Erased, and so then they spoil the whole. So if you've never seen Erased, you now know who the killer is.
The whole point of the show is who the fuck is the killer? What's going on? And then they're like, this character with this context, and he's in this. Here's a scene of him
killing.
It's like, what the fuck?
I'm so happy that I watched Erased before that happened, because I would have been so mad. But yeah, in honor of Crunchyroll's biggest blunder, there's been a lot of blunders in that I feel like have happened to anime. You know, the apocalypse that Hulu had. High Dive fucking up really hard. Fucking Verve, just in general.
What the fuck?
You know?
I mean, there was still a lot of people like, you can just watch that on Verve through the Crunchyroll app on Verve.
It's like, just watch it through Crunchyroll.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Someone I know calls it, oh yeah, I watch VRV. It's like, fuck. Anyways, the biggest blunder will be Crunchyroll podcast, awards naming this guy. So my favorite villain it's the killer from Erased.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No context. I'm not telling you who it is. If you haven't seen Erased, go watch it. It's a really cool, you know, I don't know what is it? It's like a thriller,
like mystery thriller.
It's one of the best shows. I always recommend it to people as like, hey, you don't really like anime? Watch this show.
Yeah, no, it's just great as a show.
It's not very tropey, you know. No. It's a good watch. It looks nice. It's done by A1, right? Solid. So this killer, even though, you know, we don't really see him all that much because, you know, he's hidden in the shadows and whatever, he's a really integral part of the show, and I really, really like him. I ended up reading the manga after watching this, and like the manga's a little more like there's a little more details in it, right? And so like makes me really enjoy it. So Killer from Erased is my favorite villain of the decade.
Yeah. And mine is a recent villain Mom.
Yeah, it's a good one.
From The Promised Neverland.
Our
Isabella. So she was in the running for best mom. Which just goes to show what a good villain she is, you know. Mom. She almost worked her way into our favorite best mom. She's fantastic. Essentially from the first episode on, she is this driving force of mom can ruin everything. We need to hide from mom. We need to keep secrets from mom, while we also show her how much we love her and don't let her know that we hate her.
I don't want to. Yeah, I want to say something, but I don't want to I don't want to spoil Promised Neverland.
I know,
but what I do want to say is that, seeing mom in episode 1 and then seeing her by the end of the thing,
mom changes so much in so many episodes, and it's not so much that she changes; it's just that you see more of her.
Yeah, you see more angles, and you realize, oh, okay, she's always kind of been this person.
You get her as a full person instead of just the bad guy. Mom.
Yeah. And I want to say that what really surprised me was she's just like she's just a human. There's like, I thought she would be some supernatural thing, because she seems so like powerful and daunting, and she seems to be able to read your mind. Well, and everything.
Turns out when these little fucking geniuses grow up, they'll be mom levels of
It's like she's them, but like on the bad guy side, and it's terrifying. She's such a good villain.
So
good mom too. Yeah.
Fantastic anime, fantastic manga. I'm so excited for October in 2020. We are gonna have so much fun.
Yeah,
because that's when it airs. Okay, so next one we're talking about is our favorite relationship.
Okay, yeah. You got to give me the names, because I don't actually know their full names.
From Given, you chose Mafuyu Sato and Ritsuka Uenoyama.
Yeah, so this is the lover boys from Given. So relationship wise, I was like, we have romance, and I was like, does Trip mean like a romantic show, or does he mean like a couple? And he's like, well, I meant show, but we can also do couples. Like, fuck yeah, we're doing couple. There's a lot of couples out there. These couples, man, I like them. You know,
yeah,
they're boys. They
love
authentic. They love different. Boys. It feels the show's not for everybody, you know. But I remember really enjoying it and being really happy that they fall in love after, you know, one of them has essentially fallen out of like, you know, happiness with music, and the other one essentially lost his first boyfriend, his first love, has like died. So they're both kind of in a bad place, and they're able to find each other and like heal each other and become each other's support. And they're just in love, and there's nothing wrong with it. And I think it's great, you know, that we had a show like this. This is, you know, this year. So they're my favorite couple of the decade.
I'm gonna bring up really quick a lot of different romances and a lot of different relationships really quick, and then explain why I settled on what I settled on.
Okay.
So we have like I Want to Eat Your Pancreas.
Good, yeah.
Which is an incredible romance. It's got a great relationship between these characters that grows, and it has ebbs and flows. It's really good. But that's not really the focus.
Yeah.
Right? Anyways, they had a great one. Your Name. Fucking fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, anything Makoto Shinkai does, great relationships.
I just want a cute Tokyo boy. That's all I've ever wanted, man.
Yeah, man. And one day, maybe you will.
Maybe we'll get one.
Maybe you'll get one. So fantastic. You have, you know, those big hitting movies. Even A Silent Voice. Yeah. I'll throw that in there as a relationship one. We just talked about earlier in the episode how we talked about when Marnie was there. Little kind of different relationship.
Very strange relationship.
Lots of different things. So this topic could have gone any way, is what I'm trying to say. They all fit in. They were all good. I decided to go with something kind of out of left field, but...
This one I did see of yours, actually.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Because I went back in, I decided firmly this was my pick. So I did see this one of yours.
Kirito and Asuna from Sword Art Online.
Which is wild because,
you know,
it makes sense though.
Sword Art Online it got me so back into anime. Like, I would look up, hey, what's like a good anime to watch? And like, and then Sword Art Online came out, heard about it, started watching it after the first arc had wrapped up. And then I was watching it episode by episode because I cared so much about this relationship. That's why I kept watching Sword Art Online. And that's why I stopped liking Sword Art Online, is because
It wasn't about that.
I was committed to Kirito and Asuna.
Yeah.
I wanted to see whatever weird shit happens. And then it wound up being a harem with these other girls. And like, there could be an episode or two that do that, but instead this whole second arc was, his sister wants to fuck him,
his half
and
sister.
they don't know that they're related to each other because they're in a video game.
Adopted sister. It's still weird.
It's a whole weird thing, and I just fucking ugh.
Yeah, sometimes you're not in the mood for that kind of stuff. Sometimes you are.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. When I'm trying to sit down and watch TV, I'm not looking down when I'm trying to sit down and watch some hentai.
Yeah.
Totally different vibes.
Not the right place.
So this relationship between Kirito and Asuna, I was fucking in it, man. I wanted to see so much more of it. I wanted to see where this story went. I wanted to see all of that. And they've carried on.
Yeah.
And they're at the point right now with Alicization and everything that Asuna is still holding her own. Like, I read. I don't.
You don't watch.
I don't read the manga. I don't read the light novels. I don't read any of that shit. But I read what people are saying about it.
Keep up to date with it. Yeah.
So I don't know exactly what's going on, but I do hear the like hype news and whatnot. And it sounds like they're still going strong. It's all still Kirito and Asuna.
Yeah, I think what's going on right now is like Asuna is like holding down the floor, and Kirito's really fucked. Something happened to him.
Yeah,
and he's in a bad way.
And Asa came in and protected him.
Yeah.
And
so
that's what I fucking loved about her, is that we see how strong she is, and we see that she's just as capable as Kirito.
It is a bummer that show did become a. I mean, it was always kind of a harm. Every character he met fell in love with her.
Yeah,
been hit with him, but when it kept doing that and it kept being more in your face, it was a little much.
I think it was just that he wasn't reciprocating anything. It's about weird. It was just like these short little pieces with these other characters that he wasn't reciprocating anything with. They're like, we don't love him anymore, but we still like him for who he is.
So we'll be friends
because
with him,
he's with Asuna, and it's very clear I shouldn't get in the way of this. Until it became like, we got to rescue Asuna, this girl that doesn't exist in this game. And oh fuck, I want to like fuck Kirito, but Kirito's like, I only want Asuna the whole time. And then season 2, he meets all these other people that are like into him, and then he doesn't reciprocate, but they keep being into him. It just got to that point where it felt excessive, felt unnecessary.
You're tired of it, I feel like. But it is a very impressive relationship, and it is still going very strong. And
best relationship in my opinion.
It's a really good one.
For me, it's my favorite.
Yeah.
Cool. Next up, we are going to talk about the favorite intro.
Okay,
Our favorite intro. This was fucking hard. Do you know how hard it was to not choose the same thing as you?
Did you pick the same thing as I did? Okay. Because I was like...
You had a terrible... No.
Because I was like, I knew we'd always talk about it, and I was like, oh man, like...
Both of mine are very specific to me.
But I wanted to give everything a fair shot. I was like, I want to see, like, maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe this one's better. Like, there's some really good ones, man.
Right.
Up there, I was like, the fucking Mob Psycho intro, both of them bump. There's some really good My Hero intros, really good. Even the One Punch Man Season 1 intro fucking kills. There's so many good ones.
Lots.
The one I settled on was, it's called Riri.
Riri.
And it's the erased intro. Who's it done by?
Asian Kung Fu Generation.
It's so good, man. That song fucking bumps.
It does. And I listen to it on its own all the time.
It's so... Every time I hear that, I just go like, oh man, I can't wait to just fucking get taken away into this little world, right? And the visuals, like we've talked about how this intro, like it
Erased
changes.
is a great show.
It changes with how far we are in the season, and unless you pay attention, you miss that. And it's not something that's like necessary. Like you don't have to watch it.
It's so cool that they have that in.
It is a little extra thing that they didn't have to do, but it's like, oh man, they're going the extra mile to do this. I think my favorite one would always be when like it just all changes, and it's just like
where he's like, no spoilers.
No spoilers, but I'm saying like the one where like something huge is missing, and everything is just seems to be playing the same, and you go, what the fuck's going on?
It's so cool.
It's such a good song. It's such a good intro. It's for sure like hands down my favorite of the decade. So.
I would 100% get it. Mine is completely based off of feeling. This was so hard because there are a lot of really great intros out there, like you just said, and I had to go for mine.
Fighting
Season 2 of Attack on Titans, the third intro in the series.
How's that one go? Because there's so many.
I can tell you the name of it.
Is this Sasageo?
Shinzo Sasageo by Linked Horizon.
That's like,
holy shit. It is.
a good one.
It's such a good, like, I fucking screamed that intro every time. It had dinosaurs and bees in it, and like hearts were flying everywhere. There was some intense action. Didn't know what was going on. It had been like 4 or 5 years since it just aired. Then we finally get this. And it blew my goddamn mind. I was like, how did they make this intro as good as the others? That's where it comes into me, is that it kept that hype somehow.
Because the first two are
they were really fucking good.
I really like the first one a lot. That's like quintessential Attack on Titan. But you're right, that second one, you can sing along to it.
It came in hard. Yeah. Man.
You know what's funny is that like it's also kind of oddly like patriotic.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Like I'm super down for this fictitious nation.
Yeah, but let's protect.
But if that were like an actual nation's national anthem and like they went to the Olympics and they played that, I'd be so fucking about it.
Yeah. Oh man, that would just be wow.
Japan should make that their national anthem. That would be so fucking cool.
So that's why I chose it. The visuals go along with the hype of the show. The music gets me amped up, and it somehow kept that excitement from years ago, and it kept it going. But man, did I want to choose Erased so bad until I realized, no, that's my favorite intro. It's this one. And I listened to the ReZero intro. I listened to the Zero intro. Yeah. The Erased. Sorry, can't even think right now. Riri is the song name. I listen to that all the time. But I never ever listened to Shinzo Sasageo.
It's weird because sometimes like you want to be like, oh man, I want to pick something different, but in your heart, you know, oh man, I have to pick this thing.
That's what I had to do. It was and it still hurts to not choose Erased's intro.
It's a good intro
because it's so good.
But yours is also very good.
I know that for me, it was the excitement that stayed. It's not that I listened to it on my own time. Yeah. Because the song, when it comes down to the songs, I would choose Riri.
It's a more
absolutely because it's a better song.
Yeah.
But Shinzo Sasageo
everything
fits with the show so well.
I think that it's funny that you don't have to listen to it for still get kind of those feelings. Just kind of remember it and you go, yeah, that was so much fun.
That's the thing about it. Like if you told me what's Erased's intro, how's it sound, I would have a harder time with that than
you can just belt out Sasageo.
Sasageo. It's so good.
That'd be dope.
Anyways, so that's our favorite intros.
And that took us a lot of time.
Oh my God. Almost as much time, but not as much as favorite outros. This one was way harder for me. I don't know about you.
I think this one was a lot harder. And I'm happy with what I picked because I after like thinking about it a lot, I was like, you know what? I'm done. Like, I don't want to stress over this. This is my pick. I'm okay with this, even though there's like so many good outros out there.
My favorite thing is going through all of the things that you had already put down when I was writing mine in. Yeah. You had this one as a like maybe.
Yeah, I put
and it feels good to see it like that is your favorite outro of the decade.
I put parentheses over like the ones that I was like, I'm not fucking sure. And I was like, because I texted you like, Trip, I'm done. I can't do this. I was doing it for hours. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Some of them are placeholders. And then last night I went in or this morning, I was like, all right, I'm done. Those are locked in. Final answer. So the one I picked, I think it's called Reset, right? Reset?
It's called Reset by Taichi Mukai.
And it's from Run with the Wind, right?
Yes. Why are you asking me?
I want to make sure. Because it could be Run Like the Wind. That's Run with the Wind. This is Runny Boys for people who don't know. It has the actual name of the podcast, of the anime. Me and Sierra called it Runny Boys for the longest time. It's about a group of college teams that do like cross country running, and it's a sports one. It's a drama, and like they learn about each other and become friends. All that shit. This outro, like the song goes so well with like what's going on in the show. Yeah. And the visuals is just like one boy like waking up in the snow and then like going on his run, and I don't know, something about it just like after watching, every time I'd watch the show and this outro would play, like it just felt like really like...
It really hit your mood?
Yeah.
It calmed you down?
Like having that cigarette after, murdering somebody, It's really...
Yeah, I get that.
Really just put me at ease. And when I was looking through a bunch of outros, like Asabasa...
Yeah, Asobi Asobase.
That one was like, I considered that one for a second. I was just like, it's just so fucking metal and it's just so much fun. But I was like, no, I kept coming back to this one and being like... And listening it over and over, like, and watching the visuals, I'd be like, yeah, man, this shit, like, it just feels so good. It feels like it was done so well. Like, in the show, I liked it a lot. And I'm not going to say it's like the best sports anime out there because it's not. But it felt good to watch. Like, oh, cool. It's just boys running and boys being friends and boys being boys. And, you know, it was a good outro. And I'm really happy with, like, that's what I decided to pick.
I support that.
Thanks, man. 100%. Appreciate it. Yeah.
I forgot to mention, special shout out for intros, Durarara.
Good one.
Because it has a recap in the intro and it feels natural and they always switch it up. And I really appreciate that. Just a little special.
Didn't take it though.
No, we did not because fuck it. My favorite outro was frustrating for me to settle on because, man, okay, so...
What do you pick? Is it the outro for fucking Space Patrol Lolita?
It is. No.
Oh, I was like, I got it. Is it Saizar Mar? Because I was going to too.
I spent a long time thinking about it. Sarazan Mai has a great one. No Game, No Life does. I did think about doing Peepo Password from Space Patrol Loluco for a long time. And I just had to be honest with myself. Even though all those others are great, they had cool visual things going on. They had cool things that kind of go along with the show. I couldn't do that because I had to go for The Bird at Dusk by Shinsei Kameda-chan, who's done the third outro for Attack on Titan for season 2.
What's funny is that
I was so mad.
I was like, oh, he's just gonna pick the intro for Attack on Titan again. It's his favorite outro.
It's this fucking outro. That's the one that comes in with the like creepy choir and it shows the like kind of paper cutout movements and whatnot.
The visuals.
And it shows like the backstory that we haven't seen yet.
And we don't understand
Bibles
what's going on.
We haven't, yeah. And so the intro, we're trying to piece the weird things together in that. And the outro, we're trying to piece the weird things together in that. And I feel like that captured so much uneasiness and it really delved into an area that we hadn't explored yet in Attack on Titan that they gave me so much to work with there that I would have been so upset if I missed it anytime. I'm like, okay, I got to be paying more attention to the tapestry on the walls. I have to pay more attention to like the town and the shore. And are they coming from the ocean? Are they leaving to the ocean? Like what's happening here?
It just kind of enhance your visual. Like,
yeah, it felt like this world felt so much bigger just from an outro. Yeah, I'm upset that I had to choose that because I chose the intro for the same season, but fuck, dude, it was the one.
I really
Attack on Titan's a great show, you guys. I don't know if you know this.
I really like the outro for Space Patrol though. It's
it's good.
That's hard, man. I feel bad for you because I didn't think about it till just now. I was like, God, man, like.
Yeah,
Trip really likes outros. The Carol and Tuesday outro, such a bop.
It is.
It's like, and they're just walking.
There's so many good songs, and it doesn't come down to the good songs. It comes down to the good everything.
The outro for Rascals Not Dreaming About a Girl Senpai.
Oh, great song.
They changed it.
Yeah, it's good. Promise Neverland.
Good outro. What the fucking flop? Oof.
I debated on Dororo so long. There's that outro where everything looks like super washed out, kind of like pixely and just blurred until it gets to the point where all these really bright, vibrant animated colors are swishing up and stuff. And the song's fucking amazing. And it's just good, man.
To be fair, before I knew what a decade was, I had picked the first outro for Naruto because it feels so different than like the actual like. The animation feels a lot different than the actual show.
Yeah. And
the song's so good. And it's like, it makes me like sad. I was like, oh, this is just the best. And the song's amazing. But I was like, wait, when did this come out? Nah, that's not a decade. Yeah. Decade's not 100, idiot.
Man, Kill la Kill could have been in here too. Kill la Kill had some. Anyways.
What's next, man?
We're still talking about music. Okay. Nothing's changed. It's favorite music in an anime.
I picked.
You copped out.
I like. Yeah, so this
but I support it.
This was a cop out. I almost felt like I get what you're saying. Like inside,
only because this needs to be mentioned somewhere because it's absolutely a very important thing. So I totally support it. And there's not really a good place where it fits in. This is the best fit.
I get and when you mean this topic, you mean like inside the show, they have good music.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was like, cool, that's a lot of things. That could be K-On!, that could be Kids on a Slope for me. That could even be, I like the music a lot. I like the music in Given a lot. There's a lot of shows, at least.
It's background music, it's foreground music, it's whatever.
Fucking Tamako Loves fucking Market or Story, whichever one has the dad singing.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
I ended up picking up Shelter by Porter Robinson, right? Which is a music video.
Yeah, you did.
And it's an animated, in association with A1 Pictures. It's like 5 or 6 minutes long, I think.
Yeah, it's about 6, I think. Yeah.
It's really fucking good, man. Like,
it's incredible.
The story's about this girl gets put in a pod and sent onto the space because Earth goes to shit and she's like connected to wires and she's in this fantasy world. And it's like, it's beautiful. It's very dark. The music's so much fun. There's times I wake up and like this song will be playing in my head and I go, oh, it's a Shelter kind of day. All right, here we go.
So good.
It's one of the best things that came out, I feel like, in this last decade. And it sucks that it's not a show or a movie or like, it won't get as much play as something else, but I mean, I want to give it this respect. I think that it had the best music in all of the decade.
Totally does.
So good.
Totally.
That's what I picked.
I went with Liz and the Bluebird. Kinsuke Shio did the music for it. This was a hard one because
you love music.
Yeah. But it was also because figuring out what context to take it in. Like a lot of the ones that you listed have characters that play music and whatnot. And this is a movie where characters play music, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the background music to this. The way that it goes along with all the actions, and it's just a very subtle, quiet background music situation. It's so good. I love the music for a silent voice, and this guy did that music as well. It's so good. I don't even know how to emphasize it. It's just something that's really minimalist. It's really pretty. The music is my favorite part about both of the movies, honestly. Silent Voice and Liz and the Bluebird. But Liz and the Bluebird had a better background soundtrack than a Silent Voice. This one was a hard one for that. I knew that it could be this composer, but had no idea that it would be. That's where it came down to it.
Oh man, I was just thinking Yuri on Ice had a good intro too.
Yeah, it did.
Fuck man, this sucks ass. I can't pick any.
Yuri on Ice had good music overall.
Yeah, it did.
I
was thinking about the music.
Tuesday.
Shut up. I'm done. We already made our list.
It's fine. It's good. So that one we'll spend less time on, but y'all should check out Shelter. That's an important thing. And if you're really into music, Liz and the Bluebird is fantastic as a standalone film. It also has a really great relationship in it. So check that one out too. So our favorite studios of the decade. How did you choose this one?
I'm kind of surprised how I picked this one because I used to always be a Madhouse boy. Madhouse hasn't made anything.
They don't
in a
make a
whole
lot. They're they make some things, but they're like kind of weird here and there.
Yeah, like they made Boogie Pop, which was something I was really excited for. I ended up not liking it at all.
Kakegurui was them, right?
And
they made
the
first
one. I
one.
liked the first season a lot, and then the second, so.
And what's the other one? They did make One Punch Man. And then that went to a different studio JC Steph, I don't know. But
I was thinking about the decade what's because I broke it down to like decade. This last 10 years, like what have we made the last 10 years? Because they also made Death Note, which was just an anime I really like.
But remember back when that was before this decade?
Too old. So I was like, okay, can't keep that in consideration. So I was like, so there's a lot of studios that have popped up that I've like become aware of. And the way I went through it is I looked through all their work made within like the year, and I kind of like did math and felt like which of these studios has the most shows that I'm just like fucking all about. Like these are good shows. And I after doing it, like I figured out that Bones makes so many shows that I like,
and at least 2 of the best of the year of the decade. Yeah.
So I was like, well, I feel like it has to go to Bones, and I know you're a huge Bones fan too.
Yeah, I love Bones,
but
half since Eureka 7.
Yeah, so I was like, oh yeah, so like I know they're good, but after just simple math, I was like, yeah, they have a lot of like top notch shows. Bones is my favorite, I guess. So
name them
that they make. They make Mob Psycho. They make Bungo. I know they make that. They make My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
They make Eureka 7.
Yeah,
and that's it. That's all the shows they make.
Good shit, dude. Lots of good shit.
They make a lot of good things. So yeah, that's how I decided that Bones is my favorite anime. Shin
I like it.
Studio, yeah.
I
was like, what are they? Yeah, what do we go for? Wait, what do you pick?
My favorite studio. What?
You picked something different, though.
I did.
Yeah.
My favorite studio is Cloverworks.
Yeah.
I feel like they've put out really consistent, really good-looking content. They haven't had too many projects yet, but everything that I've seen, I've been really interested in. So like Darling in the Franxx is where they first came into play, where they like put their name out there, separated from A1 Pictures as a smaller studio within that larger one, and it kind of became their own partner studio. Cloverworks is fantastic. From The Promised Neverland to Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai to Darling in the Franxx, where they first started out. They can cover a lot of genres and they can do it well.
I also consider Cloverworks, but I think because they don't have as much things, even though the things they have are good, I was just like, Bones outweighs them, in my opinion, just because they've made more things that I enjoy, right? It's like everything they made is good, but they have more things that they've made that I think is also good that I like. So Cloverworks is also a great studio.
I think when it comes down to it, when you look at Cloverworks and what they did while they were working under A1, they do all of the good shit.
They do all the good shit, but just because it's it's Cloverworks, it's now Cloverworks. It's not like A1 Pictures and Cloverworks. Like they're not on the Wikipedia page. They don't get the credits. What I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand.
But the best stuff at A1 Pictures was for sure done from Cloverworks.
Yeah. So that's why I chose Cloverworks.
Good
and
choice.
Since they came around this decade, I feel like that kind of punctuates. Like, man, look at what we did.
They're new, up and coming. They're fresh. They're hot.
Yeah. All right. Next, favorite slice of life.
I thought you said best slut. I was like, best slut.
No, favorite slice of life.
I think I picked Tamaka Love Story. Love Market.
Tamako
Market, right? I also really like that movie.
Tamako Love Story is the movie, yeah.
What was hard about this is that like slice of life is a very like
it's a broad genre.
Can be a very broad genre. Now,
when it first started out, you were like, I'm not really fucking with that, and now you're like, well, it could really be anything.
A lot of things are slice of life. When I was like looking at like lists of slice of life shows, I'm like, oh, that technically counts. I mean, Mob Psycho could be considered a slice of life if you wanted to, right? So I was like, what's slice of life? But for some reason, in my heart, I always feel like slice of lives are either like one or two. It's either like something really fun and silly and funny, or it's like something just like serious and like, you know, it doesn't have to have huge stakes, but it's very grounded in reality. And when it came to these two options, like I like the first one, where I like the fact that like it's just like something that can pop on. It makes me feel good to watch. It makes me happy. It can make me laugh at points. You know, things are just...
They're like the sitcoms of anime.
Yeah. So Tamako Market was one of those slice of life that we watched. I wouldn't say too long ago, maybe like
about a year,
maybe a year ago,
maybe a little less than a year.
I know I liked it a lot because I watched it again, and then I also watched like the movie again, like they, you know. So it's like for sure it resonated a lot with me. Like this is just really
it's just solid.
Entertaining, yeah. So good characters, funny bits. There's some pretty lame like anime tropes in it, but like it's that's anime, but it's a really good slice of life, and I really like it.
Yeah, this one was harder for me too because there are so many different slice of life shows out there, and some of my favorites are some that I don't know how often I'd watch again. I went ahead and chose Sweetness and Lightning.
Yeah, it's a good one.
First episode had me.
Cute, fun kind of thing.
Yeah, the first episode was emotional and fun. It's the story of a dad who is raising his daughter, and he doesn't know how to cook. His wife used to cook, but she passed away. So it's the story of a girl who doesn't know what to do emotionally since she's like 3 or 4 or whatever. But she throws some fits and whatnot that kind of stem from missing her mom here and there. So it shows some complex emotions with her. And then it's the story of a dad who's trying to make sure that his daughter is doing okay and can provide for her and cook the food that mom used to make. And it's a little bit about his relationship with one of the students that he has and how she's teaching him cook. And it at times feels like the student has a little bit of a crush on him.
But that's not
at
the
other
focus,
times,
right?
It's not. Yeah. So it's not about their romantic relationship. It's just about kind of the bond between a student and a teacher, as well as the teacher learning from the student. And it's really interesting. It's a good show. It's sweet and it looks good.
Cute kid, man.
Very cute kid. Yeah. Smoothie's got some fucking awesome hair.
She's the one that is walking and doing the shark song, right?
She's the shark song. Pretty adorable.
Yeah, really cute kid, yeah.
So, both good choices. I really like Tamako Market. It's on High Dive. Check that out. Sweetness and Lightning's on Crunchyroll. Please, watch. Favorite drama. All right, well, this came down to 2 for me. I don't know about you. I don't think you know about you either.
I can't remember. Hold on. Favorite drama. Did I pick a show?
Yeah.
Fuck.
You picked the best one.
Did I pick the same one you picked?
Yeah.
Pick Violet Evergarden?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. I couldn't remember.
We both chose Violet Evergarden.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Made by Kyoto Animation. It's on Netflix.
It's great.
Go watch it. I don't think we need to say anything It's gorgeous.
We talk about it all the time. It's a great show. We also on the list, people like this is considered also slice of life. I was like, yeah, sure, if you want to. I was like, it's amazing. But the drama elements is why I'm there. Fucking
absolutely
facts that like it makes me want to cry every time I see a couple episodes.
Yeah, man. And there's just one episode where you cry the whole time because that's just what it wants you to do, and you do it.
It's a great show. It's for sure one of those shows where like, hey, you don't like anime? Just give this one a shot.
Yeah, like A Silent Voice could have been here, but A Silent Voice wasn't just about the drama.
Yeah.
Where I feel like Violet Evergarden is so much different drama.
Yeah, I like this. Yeah, good show. Good shit.
Oh, man. Violet Evergarden's great. Heavy shit. On the less heavy shit, your favorite shonen, dude. Tell me about your favorite shonen of the decade.
Put My Hero?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's the fucking best, man. It's and I grew up watching shonens, so I know shonens, and a lot of them don't hold up. A lot of them are very basic. A lot of them are paint by numbers.
Lots of tropes.
This one, it just felt different. It felt like the modern shonen. It felt like this should be the blueprint.
They changed the formula.
This should be the blueprint of like how shows should kind of like shonen should be now. Like it should be more along these lines. And I don't think people have like caught on to that yet because I like
Fire Force, for example,
Black Clover, for example. Like I'm just not fucking with them. Like, and they look nice. They, and it doesn't just have to look nice. It has to have like good characters, good stories, good development.
Yeah.
And I feel like My Hero hits on all points. And then as a shonen, it has to have some bomb ass fights. And some of the most amazing fights I've seen have been in this show. Like,
yeah,
it used to be like my favorite was the Uraraka and Bakugo fight. Yeah. Like that was so cool, and it gave me those like chills, like when I was watching like the tuning exams of like Naruto back when I was like 13, and it made me feel like that again. And then this last season, not this one, the one before, we get Bakugo and Deku's first like real fucking showdown.
Yeah,
and it was animated so fucking well. I remember I would watch that just over and over. It's fucking gorgeous, and it's so quick. It's just like a little snippet of like a delicious morsel for your eyes. It's such a good show. Yeah, it's great.
Really is. I chose the same thing because all of those reasons.
Yeah, it's a good show.
It's so good. Yeah. Definitely the best shonen there is. Favorite sports anime?
This one I purposely didn't pick Haikyuu because I knew you were going to pick Haikyuu, and I wanted to give props to Kuroko no Basket because it's one of the first series. I mean, I watched Prince of Tennis when I was younger. I watched other sports animes, but this was like the sports anime I started watching when I got back into anime, and it's like stupid how overhyped it is. Like it is a shonen, and it's a sports anime, and it's so much fun. I love this show. And as a person who likes to play basketball, it says some of the dumbest things in the world where I'm like, that's stupid. But I'm still just like engrossed, and it's visually just stunning.
It's like NBA Streets, the anime.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And, I agree I know what your pick is. So I totally agree with what you went, but I just wanted to shout out to Kuroko no Basket. I think it still holds up really well.
So I picked
Megalobox?
I didn't.
I picked Baki the Grappler.
That's what I picked. No, I picked Haikyuu. Right. Pretty obvious one. I'm a huge fan of Haikyuu. And when it came down to it, there are a lot of really good sports anime out there. I haven't seen too many where I'm at, but this one has the most things that I really appreciate in anime, and that's diverse characters that all have consistent personalities and little bit of background on each of them. Like it has just enough, but they do that same thing to the villains, to the enemies in the seasons. And it's so good. It's really cool to see the way that the person they're up against, who's the biggest threat on their team, can doubt themselves, how they got to where they're at, seeing like all of that, seeing how their team interacts with them. It's fucking cool. I love that. And I feel like that's something we didn't get a whole lot of from other things that are really good, like Megalobox, which did so many things so well. It's up there for like best outro. It's up there for best villain. If you're looking at Yuri as a villain, it's got some really, really good shit in there.
Best drama, even like it's, great slice of life. It's almost, but the sports element's like almost like the least important part of it, right? But it's still, it could be anywhere. Yeah, I'm glad you picked Haikyuu. So
Haikyuu definitely hits all the right points.
Shout outs, yeah, great.
Cool. So next up, we're going to talk about our favorite Isekai, which this one is such a big new genre. We kind of have to explore it. And this is specifically you are in another world somehow. It's not this is a different world than we're used to,
or
it's
you're
a different
reincarnated.
world than
it's just
the characters used to.
Yeah, you have to be in a different world. Exactly right. Not like just a fantasy world.
Yeah.
This genre has blown up over like the last couple years or whatever.
So much.
And it's wild because it's weird to see a trend, right? Like there's trends that we heard about, but not to visually see this, like everybody's making their own fucking isekai. And like, you know, they're all very similar. And like, there's a few ones that like stand out and they're gems. But I'm really, honestly, I'm really fucking sick of isekais. Like,
we're kind of over them.
I'm over them.
Yeah.
There's still some good ones out there. Doesn't mean
I was amazed by Sentence of a Bookworm, what it had to offer as it went on. When it started out, it's like, all right, this is a different idea. And as it continued, it showed how much different that idea really can go while remaining in isekai.
Yeah, so
I
like,
don't know.
like I get it. They can still be dope. I'm just kind of sick of them. I don't know if they're ever going to go away. Maybe this is just what anime is going to be now. Like there will always be isekais.
Do you consider Dr. Stone an isekai? I feel like that's like really on the cusp.
It's on the cusp. I'm going to say no just because, you know, that's hard. I guess because the rules
like
are
Fire Force, not an isekai.
No, that's just a fantasy world where like people have fire abilities. He is in his own world. Like he's in Earth. He goes to sleep, wakes up. He's still technically on Earth, but it's a different setting.
Goes to sleep while he counts for thousands of years.
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no just to make a ruling. I don't think it counts.
I think I agree with you, but it's just, you know, that's one of those things.
People could argue the fact,
there's so many different kinds of isekais that have been created over the years. It's hard for something to stand out in certain ways. So what's your favorite?
The one I picked was Gate. I remember watching it a while back. It took me a while to remember, like, because I had to go through all the isekais I watched, which is a fucking shit ton. And I was like, you know what? This one counts. Like, they go through a giant portal that opens up on Earth, and they end up in this fantasy realm, and they're using their military abilities to, like, learn about this world. And I remember really enjoying it. It's 2 core. It's on Hulu. It was dubbed. I really enjoyed it. It's not for everybody. There's like some really dark elements to it. There's also some tropes in there. It kind of is a harem too at points because, you know, everybody loves our main character and he could give all fuck because all he wants to do is collect his anime figures. But I really like this show. I think it has some merit in being one of my first ventures into isekai and being like, yeah, I fuck with that really hard now.
Definitely. Yeah. I know exactly where you're coming from. When isekai first came around, it felt new and fresh in so many different ways. And if you do it now, it's like, oh, they did it again.
Yeah, you go, oh, okay, cool. He died and now he's in this other world.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you remember the first isekai you saw?
No, probably not.
Mine was, looking back, I think it was Angel Beats, which was 2011.
That counts, but I remember seeing it way later than that. So
exactly. So that was the first one that I saw, I think, and it really stood out for me. And I didn't realize that it was a genre until everything else was
became
isekai.
It, yeah.
So my favorite isekai is No Game, No Life, which I haven't watched in a long time. It might not hold up as well, but my favorite of the decade is No Game, No Life because it felt like it was treating its viewers a little bit differently than other shows were. It was more so like, all right, so these characters are very capable of different things. We're going to kind of trick you into not knowing what's going on. And then we're going to tell you like everything and see all the crazy shit go on until it got to a certain point where even the main character didn't know what the fuck was going on. And you're kind of following in that story of like, okay, well, how do we fix this one? Like, what's the plan? There's always a plan. What the fuck did they do? And it lets you like try to figure that out on your own instead of just being like, we're doing some tricky shit. And you could kind of figure it out. And that's how we did it, giving a breakdown. But it's the colors. It's the different world entirely based around games and different fun games that it didn't have to be a like over the top action or anything like that. It knew what it wanted to do, and it did a lot of weird shit, but that its core element was, here's some different games that exist in this world where games can be anything. Mm-hmm. And for me, as somebody who fucking loves video games, this felt right up my alley.
Cool.
It felt like there was so much potential there, and it delivered on a lot of it.
Yeah, I know people love the show, so it's great.
Good time.
Fucking can't wait for season 2, though.
Yeah, it'll never happen. Nobody wants it anyway, so... It's been too long now. If you had a season 2, I feel like you would just need to reboot it.
I just want a season 2 of Spice and Wolf. Is that too much to ask for?
That's a little bit too much to ask for, but yeah. Okay. Me too, man. Me too.
Okay.
Hey, speaking of Spice and Wolf, let's talk about our favorite romance. Is Spice and Wolf a romance? I don't know.
We've never seen it.
Never want to. Sorry, you guys.
My favorite was Golden Time.
Yeah.
It was one of the shows that Sierra picked back when we used to watch anime kind of more as like a date kind of thing. Every week we'd have like a date and watch anime. Now we just kind of watch it whenever we can because life's busy.
Yeah, you're also not watching like old shit.
No, we just like watching because there's so much new stuff to watch. But it's an older show. I checked. It is technically made before, in the decade.
Yeah, I think it was 2011.
Yeah, so it's like it started off as kind of like a romantic comedy kind of show, and then it got kind of serious. There's like dramas and stuff, and I don't know. It's like
this one's always just stuck with you.
Yeah, it's like if it feels like oh, that's a really sweet relationship, and it was entertaining, and it was like I watched it at a great time in my life, and so I just think Golden Time's really good. I imagine it probably holds up pretty well because when I watched it, it was already old. So it's check it out if you want to watch a rom-com. Maybe it's not for you, but I still really like that show.
I went with a little bit different of a pick. I chose Plastic Memories, which it starts out pretty strong, and I feel like it gets weaker as it goes on. But overall, I felt like the drama element was very in your face. The romance to it was more believable than others. I don't know. The whole plot of this show is there are robots that help people in different ways, and they have different tasks. And our main character winds up working at this company where they go and shut down those robots once their lifespan's about up, and then they take them and can bring in others or whatever. But they are the disposal crew for robots. And robots look just like people. So there has to be a robot to take care of the other robot and like pass them on, shut them down.
Yeah.
And our main character falls for the person he's working with who shuts down other robots. And she's a sweet character. It's a sweet show. It's pretty good romance.
Good.
Good
one.
Not my favorite show ever, but pretty good romance. What do you think, man?
Yeah. What else you got?
We're almost there. So favorite movie. This one's, guys, do you know what our favorite movie of the decade was?
Yeah.
No Game, No Life 0. Yeah.
That's a good one. I was going to mention that earlier. I was like, I don't want to upset him because that movie sucks.
It was so bad.
No, obviously we picked The Silent Voice.
Yeah.
Right?
Without a doubt.
Yeah, it's the best. It's such a good everything, like it makes you feel right here in the feel box.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies like you want to cry to. It's got a great message. It's amazing. It's fucking,
got a great soundtrack, got great characters. It looks fantastic.
When it starts off with the Who's generation, right? Fucking, I was like, I'm not ready for this. I didn't sign up for this.
Who would have thought?
It's a great movie. If you haven't seen The Silent Voice, obviously we're not going to spoil it because it's such a good one.
It's on Netflix. Please watch it. It's amazing.
English sub. Watch it. Fucking Christ. Just do yourself a favor. It's like one of the best things ever made.
Our friend Kate has been showing one of her friends anime over the past few months, and he's been diving in really hard. Finally, he was recommended to watch A Silent Voice, and he's like, why didn't I watch that one first?
Because it's going to ruin the rest of your life.
Exactly. I'm like, well, now you don't have anything else to enjoy because that's the peak, dude. That's the best anime. So anyways, that's our opinion. It is literally the best show, anime, movie, anything that there has ever been.
Sometimes I just watch it.
I'll die for it.
22 minutes at a time. That way I feel like I'm watching the show. Even if it cuts in a weird place.
This is going to be our hardest one, I think, for you to remember.
Is it the director?
The favorite director.
I don't remember his name. I just know what he does.
Masaki Yuasa.
He's the guy that does Devilman Crybaby. He did Ping Pong the animation.
Yeah.
He did Not a Short Walk On Girl.
He also did
Tatami Galaxy. He's done everything he does has this really amazing artistic style and and this one really upset me because I love A Silent Voice a lot. I almost picked The Night of Short Walk On Girl as my favorite movie because I get it. Fuck with that movie so hard. It's so good.
I was only a little bit surprised. I'm like, but how could
it's a silent voice? Yeah,
how do that?
How could I not pick a silent voice? But this, so that's why I had to add this category, and it's like I have to give this guy his props because everything he does is different. It's artistic. Sometimes it's
Flew Over the Wall was fucking crazy.
Visually, sometimes people don't agree with it or really like it.
Ping Pong was a little bit rough.
Yeah,
other things are cleaner.
Mm-hmm. But something about the work this guy makes, it makes me so fucking happy. Like it's like visually just.
Oh, I'll see anything he makes at this point. Yeah,
anything he directs is great. So hats off. He's my favorite director.
What's the fucking surfer movie he did?
Something Surfs. It's a new surfer movie that's coming out.
Yeah, it's not released in the U.S. right now, but I think it came out in Japan. I don't know.
Ride something or whatever. Ride
your wave.
Ride your wave.
I think that might be the name.
I don't know. I hope it's great, but everything he's made so far, I'm just all about. So.
Oh, totally. He also has a fucking kick-ass sound person who does the music and stuff.
Your favorite sound guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We don't know his name, but he fucking kills it.
I could tell you his name.
No, you don't.
What?
Well, what's your pick?
Kensuke Shio. Okay, no, favorite director is Naoko Yamada, which fucking obviously I love A Silent Voice. I love Liz and the Bluebird. Mm-hmm. Both of those films have resonated with me more than others. It's just, they're such a good director. She knows what she's doing.
Sometimes,
she's killing it, dude.
Sometimes you're just like, they're just great.
Yeah. There's not a lot more for me to say. Just, I love their work. So much emotion. Such good color palettes. Everything feels a little bit like watercolor-y. Mm-hmm. It's like that faded, soft color to everything. Great visual choices too, like the representation of X's over people's faces. That's such a cool decision to make.
Yeah.
And they did have these watercolor segments of Liz and the Bluebird, which were fucking beautiful. Oh man,
something about having like a director you like is great because kind of like, I mean, didn't really dawn on me until way later, but like when we were watching anime, but you hear, I gotta watch a new Tarantino film, gotta watch a new Scorsese or the new, fucking Michael Bay, God forbid, right? But,
I didn't have a favorite director like that necessarily.
But in anime, like now that we have like this director, whenever this director makes something, I am so down to I can't wait to watch it. Like Makoto Shinkai, Hayao Miyazaki, like those guys, whenever they make something, I was like, I have to see it, just because they've never really led me astray, right?
Yeah.
The other guy that I was like really thinking about picking was the guy that did
Wolf Children.
The Mirai, what's that guy's name? You got his box set or whatever. He's also really good, but splitting hairs here, right? Like, what's your favorite?
Well, I thought about that same thing. Clearly, I love Wolf Children. I bought that box set because I fucking love Hosoda's work.
The Girl Up Through Time, The Boy and the Beast.
Fuck, The Girl Up Through Time. See, that one would have made it like on my top of the decade if it was made this decade.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
doesn't count though.
I know it doesn't. Fuck it. Wolf Children could have, but it didn't.
It didn't.
So fuck you guys.
What's next?
We're done, man. We're made it to our top 10, and this is the part where you regret everything.
Before I get to the top 10, can I add one category that I've been thinking about?
Why not? Let's do it.
Moment you hate the most in anime, just in the last decade. It doesn't have to be like, it can be like something happened in the anime industry.
Oh man,
we're gonna exclude the Kyoto Animation Fire because that's the worst thing that happened this entire decade, anime wise.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, but I'm saying like something that like really just like fucking irked you, or something, maybe the biggest disappointment, something like that. Like, because here, I'll go first, because I was thinking about it and I was like, what anime show really disappointed me in this entire decade? And it was way up there with season 2 of, One Punch Man, disappointed me. And then King's Game just being the worst anime ever made.
Yeah, that's
true. From a source material that I really like, because it's just some really shitty studio. But the thing that has irked me for the longest in this decade is the fact I had to wait so fucking long for season 2 of Attack on Titan. I will never forgive WIT Studio for that. And that is my biggest pet peeve, or my biggest disappointment, or my biggest gripe with these last 10 years of anime. I'll never forgive them.
That.
I'll never forgive them.
100% understand where you're coming from there. Fuck. Well, I have 2 things that I'm kind of thinking about.
Is it starting this podcast?
What?
Is it starting the podcast?
No.
Okay, all right. It's checking.
That's on my top 10 favorite anime. Instant Ramen's number 5. So, no, I might have to. I'm just gonna say Black Clover. Black Clover is my biggest disappointment because I was like, oh, sick, a dope shonen I could get in at like the ground level that people are hyped about.
Yeah.
And they said that there's going to be 50 episodes. Let's do it.
And they lied to you.
It was pretty not good as I kept going on. And there were some cool fights. And then they were like, yay, more than 50 episodes. And I was like, no, I'm already having a hard time with this.
They lied to you, man.
Yeah, I felt fucking duped.
All right, now let's get into the last category.
Okay, our top 10.
Yeah.
So the way that Google Docs wanted to organize it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you put yours, but is yours just a general top 10?
Yeah, I couldn't number them.
Okay.
These are just, you're looking at my list like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
No.
I had no idea. I'm like, how did that make it there? And that made it there,
so
but okay.
When we originally talked, we talked about just picking 10, and then you said you wanted to number yours. And I was like, all right, well, I'm not numbering mine because I don't want to.
Yeah, that's fair.
That seems like more stress than it's worth. Okay, so are we just going to go through all of them and then talk about it at the end, or just talk about it and then go through them?
I want you to go through all of them and explain why it made it through your list.
Okay, well then. Okay, so then to start off, I will let you know, Attack on Titan and My Hero both didn't make this list. They were at one point on the list and I removed them. And here's my reasoning why I didn't put those on the list. It's essentially the question of like who the best rapper is in the world, or who the best basketball player is. You ask anybody that, they go, oh, Biggie and Tupac, and the argument goes on forever. Or like, who's the best basketball player? They go, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, like, and the argument goes on forever. So in my heart, when I was like, which are these best like favorites? Attack on Titan and My Hero are for sure 100% like top tier. But because they're so fucking good, I had to remove them from the thing because I'm not supporting this at all. I wanted 10 shows, and it's like, and if I have those 2 shows, those are instant burn spots, and I can't fucking have other shows that I want.
That's part of it.
No, fuck it.
That's part of it.
So
not every show gets representation.
Absolutely. No, in my fucking book, it does. Absolutely. You numbered yours. I didn't number mine. So obviously, Attack on Titan and My Hero are way up there.
They don't make the top 10.
They don't.
They're not in your top 10.
They're beyond my top 10.
Yeah.
They're above my top 10. That's how good they are.
So they're like, they looped back around and they're like down at 1,000 trillion.
They're like at 0.01. That's how good they are. They're above the 10.
All right.
That being said, that's why they're not on my list. And I was like, that's fine. I don't want to put it on my fucking list because I want to talk about these other 10 shows that are really great too.
All right. So first off, Handshakers.
I don't have my list in front of me. I gotta, because
you don't have docs on your phone?
No, I have to put my phone off thing. Remember, because it always buzzes for some reason. Yours doesn't for some reason. Here we go. Again, these are in no particular order. These are just the 10 shows, right? So Mob Psycho 100, love it. Visually great. I mean, Mob was my favorite protagonist. The story's amazing. Again, it took us a while to get into it, but it's
so good.
So fucking good. Next, up there, Rascal Does Not Dream of Better Girl Senpai.
Yeah.
It's weird because, it felt like one of those shows that, like, for some reason, the dialogue, everything felt like...
Smart characters.
Yeah.
Well written.
It felt good to see characters who aren't just total idiots.
Are you wrapping the movie into that as well? I am.
I'll say it's a part of it.
Yeah.
But the show... in its own, even without the movie, so fucking good, right?
Oh man, the whole Kaede arc, her character is great.
So it's one of my favorite shows for sure. And I don't know when we'll get another show that's like this. Like actually we just got one. White Album. We just watched a show just like this.
Yeah. Kokoro Connect is really close to it, but it's there. That just shows the difference. Like Kokoro Connect, good show, weird like fantastical shit going on. But it's so much worse compared to Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. Same, but way different.
Same, but different. Yeah. And then next is Erased. Obviously, best intro, best villain, in my book.
It's won Best Mom for a year.
Yeah.
It has Best Mom of 2017.
Fuck. I take it back. She's best. No, I can't do it.
Oh my gosh. That's why I was surprised that you were so set on it, because I thought that this one might do it for you.
This sucks, bro. I'm really. This is the issue with making lists. It makes me really fucking upset because you can't do everything, right?
That's my favorite part about this.
I hate this.
Is that there's always like honorable mentions.
It makes me so mad.
Yeah.
How did I forget about the mom from Erased?
Because she's not the best one.
She's the best one.
You forgot about her because she's not the best.
She's so good, I forgot about her. Okay, but Erased is an amazing show. Everybody should watch it. It's a great way to get into anime if you don't like anime, right?
Yeah, show your friend. You watch Erased with somebody who doesn't normally watch anime. Say, I've heard this is really good. Let's check it out together, because it will bond you. If you both see that for the first time, that person's going to be like, whoa, so that's anime? You're like, yeah, I didn't even fucking know it was that good.
And then you show them some trash. You go, yeah, this is also anime?
This is No Game, No Life. They're brother and sister and they kiss, but it's not a kiss. Don't worry.
Let's see. Tatami Galaxy.
Tatami Galaxy is so fucking good.
So this one was hard because I picked the guy as a director as my favorite, but he's done a bunch of shows, and I had to be like, oh, which I wanted to for sure pick one and not like all of them, because like I could, I really like Ping Pong the animation. Fucking the Night of Short Walk On Girl could have made this list, but I was like, I really, really like the Atomic Galaxy. The outro, in my opinion, was also in the running for a good outro.
Visually, it was so good.
So simple too, right? But the song's so good.
The intro's just so good too.
Yeah,
Man,
so the Atomic Galaxy, killer. It's not for everybody. It's a little trippy, but it's a really good show.
I think it's a smart show, but you have to also be in the right mood for it. Because I had tried to watch it forever ago, and I just wasn't looking for that right then. So if you do go into that, know that it's more experimental, and it might take about half of the show to catch you, and then it'll become a favorite. For
sure. And then I picked Kids on the Slope. That's a show you told me about.
I'm so glad that you like it so much,
I love it. It will always be one of my favorites. I don't know what it, again, music wasn't something that I'm like super big about. Exactly. So you're like, you have to watch this show about music. I'm like, oh, okay, I will. And I was like,
I get it.
I get it, bro. I get it. Jazz is inside of me. Jazz makes you feel alive.
Then that's like similar to Whiplash. It gives you a different perspective on music than you might have had before, because you get to see the different dynamics and the different backgrounds interacting with each other. If you're not a musician, you've never seen that really. So it's cool.
What's funny is that Whiplash for sure made me appreciate jazz a little more, right?
Yeah.
Like, what a good movie. What amazing music. And then I was like listening to jazz, like, I don't fucking like this. Like,
you're like, I don't care. Like, it's a lot of hard work.
I get
That's
it.
all I need to know.
I get it. It's cool, but it's not for me.
Oh, man.
Hinamatsu made it up there.
I was really surprised about that, honestly.
I love that show.
I know you do.
It's so good. It's really funny.
Has one of my favorite moments in anime.
It's so dumb. It's like a really dumb, fun time, slice of life with, I don't know, maybe, I don't think they'll ever come back to it, but
oh man, I hope they do. This is one of those shows that should have a second season.
Yeah, it's left open for it, and we know that you and I've seen clips, like snippets from the manga where like there's a huge time jump, so they could absolutely come back and continue. It's not something that's super serious, but it's such a good time.
It is, and it does have some better dramatic moments. Anzu is a tragic character.
Oh my god, one of my
favorite. So well written.
I hated her so much, and I was just like, oh, I feel so bad for you.
It just took like one episode until you're like, this poor girl.
It makes me hate Hina so fucking
Hina's
much.
Such a piece of shit.
Oh, but like in the best way, right? Because like
you're talking about young or adult. Hina.
Young Hina. Like,
yeah, me too.
Like, I'm like, oh, I fucking hate your guts.
Yeah.
Anzu's over here like, yeah, he's collecting bottles, to eat. And I go, oh no, all your homeless friends are kicking you out.
Yep.
What a good show. Kino's Journey, the newer one, not the one from before.
A Beautiful World or whatever. Kino's Journey,
Oh my god, that was such a treat to find something like that.
Didn't surprise me that it was on your list.
I love that show.
It really, because we knew about it. I tried to watch the old one. It's not the same.
It doesn't hold up. It's not as it's old. It's old.
This show is so good. It has one of the best episodes in any show I've ever seen.
Damn, yeah. No, every time we
honestly though, Violet Evergarden hadn't come out at that point. It's like Violet Evergarden levels for that episode.
That episode, kills me. I know that there's always those. It's episodic. You go like, oh, I really like this one. It feels kind of like Black. No, it's like what's it called? Like,
I almost chose this for best slice of life.
Yeah, I could have, but
it didn't though.
It didn't though.
Oh well,
it's a really good show. People should watch it. Next is Violet Evergarden. I added this the other day.
No brainer.
Yeah, obviously, right? It's fucking best.
It's one of the best looking. It has some intense fights. Clearly, it has amazing characters and drama and moments. Mm-hmm. It's up there. And then they fucking dicked us with the very last shot in the show, but whatever.
Those fucking assholes. They also did this fucking Christmas special. Pieces of shit.
Christmas special, I feel like it didn't have as much impact because so much time went in between.
Give me season 2, you bastards.
Yeah. Well, we're getting a movie.
Yeah. Made in Abyss.
Made in Abyss was special.
Also something like really surprisingly is like just like didn't expect to like it as much as I did. And it's brutal. Like it's unapologetic. It's like it's very like, yep, this is the status of this weird world you're a part of. And I go, cool, man. Homie can shoot shit from his hands. That little blob is a person, apparently. Oh, man, I'm going to cry.
And where we're at in the books is like, we're talking about currency that exists in a layer of the
dungeon
world.
Of the whole.
It's like going into really complex things where like it talks about so much specific to that layer of the abyss Made in Abyss has such a rich world behind it that a lot of things filter into each other. And then, like, as it goes on, it gets more and more specific with there's so much here that we don't know about. And I love that,
Yeah.
where it's just really telling you, you know, this story from the perspective of a little girl.
Yeah. So I'm really excited for whenever that movie comes out. And who knows if they'll make more after it, if they decide not to. And for sure jump in and read the manga because I want to know more about this stupid hole in the fucking world.
Yeah, it's cool.
And then to round off the last of them is The Promised Neverland. Very recent, but it's just so much fun. You know,
It's such a strong show.
it's got everything. It's got like fucking witty characters. You know, fucking bunch of plots, good bad guys, great moms. You know, it's fucking killer. And like I said, none of those were in any specific order. And I get it. Sometimes it's a cop out. Like I copped out. I didn't put Attack on Titan and My Hero on the list because they're better. They're obviously there. I just didn't want to give them a fucking spot because I want to talk about two other shows. And then I also just noticed that you put movies in your list. I didn't put any movies on mine because I was focusing on shows. But obviously, if I'm putting movies in there, fucking Your Name, A Silent Voice, like these are all fucking great movies that deserve to be there too. But that's just 10 my favorite animes of the decade in no particular order.
So mine, in a particular order, we'll start at number 10 and then work our way to number 1. So number 10 for me is the Tatami Galaxy.
Oh, fucking killer.
It clearly should have made the list because it's something special. Mm-hmm. It's something very different, unique,
it's artistic.
And it's got a different view of people's psyche, I think. Mm-hmm. I think that's kind of the whole point of this, is just showing the different way that people handle different situations. And then number 9, Made in Abyss. Fuck, dude. I started a couple of anime, or a couple of mangas based off the TV shows that I've watched. So the 3 that I follow are one show that didn't make it on this list, Land of the Lustrous. Mm-hmm. Shout outs to the manga.
I almost put it on there too because I really, really enjoyed it after
the world is
it for
so
a year.
Good. Yeah. Well, because the animation's not stellar.
But the story is really entertaining.
The way that they did the characters in the beginning didn't really unfold too great. Mm-hmm. I felt like everything was just done a little bit better in the manga. But the way some things looked and the way that the world and the story were fucking awesome in the show. They did a great job. Anyways, so I've read that book. And then I started watching and reading The Promised Neverland before I started watching it, out of just excitement for it. But then I watched Made in Abyss and decided I need to know more. Mm-hmm. So I started reading it, and it's really fucking good and dark and twisted. The movies are going to be a better way to watch it, I think, especially for these 2 next arcs. Yeah, it's intense. It's fun. So Made in Abyss is my number 9. Number 8, Mob Psycho 100. I had to put it on there. It, for the same reason as Tatami Galaxy, feels like it was something different. It feels like it was something new. Season 1 was fantastic. Told a lot of people to watch it. Season 2 even better. Mm-hmm. Added so much more to it. They had some great episodes where it like removes all powers that Mob has inside of a psychic realm, and he's experiencing a different timeline of his that could have happened. They introduced great characters that second season. It's a fantastic show. Everyone should check out Mob Psycho 100. Then 7, Flip Flappers. This show almost didn't make the list. I love it because visually it's really bright and fun and colorful and fast paced. It's got some bombastic characters, some amazing settings. It's all about diving into the psyche of different people. But the real reason that I made it onto the list is what happened with this show when it was airing. There were a couple of communities that worked really hard to figure out all the different references and things in the show and how it connects to psychology. Like, for example, the bunny is named after a biologist, like a very specific biologist that not many people know about, as well as them making specific references to art and pop culture from just thousands of years. It was so cool being able to see they go into a world, don't know what world it is, and then you realize the connection that they have to each other and that you're going into the people's psyche. And from that world, when you get to learn a little bit more about characters or see their room or something, you might see a reference to that world that we were just in some way or another. So it starts out and you get kind of just a crazy dream world where nothing really happens. It's just an exciting time. more than anything. In the next episode, we're in a bunny world, and it's the bunny's psyche, essentially showing that he's like a super strong, buff bunny boy, and everyone's bunnies. Goes on, get some Mad Max worlds, you get an Alzheimer's world, you get some like heavy episodes in there, and then you have some like negative, empty space type worlds. It's got a little bit of everything, tons of action, good relationships, dope music, great intro, fantastic outro, the storybook outro. Great show. Definitely deserved to be on my list because of the community. And when you do watch it, if you do watch it, I strongly recommend that you also get like a guide to the episodes to go along with. I know that 4chan, there was a pretty big community there that put together a ton of different references into a really easy to follow guide. So if you do watch it, look up Flip Flapper's 4chan guide, and I think you should be good to go. You don't need to watch it with a guide, but I feel like it enhances the whole experience, showing how much care they put into the plot and the characters. Next up, Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. We've talked about it. It's great. Everyone should go watch it. It's a really easy show to watch. It's not ecchi. It looks ecchi.
Yeah, it's okay, Isaiah. You can watch it.
Yeah, like you could do it. It's fine. Please watch it. It's so good. Next up, Puella Magi Madoka Magica. Had to be on my list somewhere. I don't know exactly. I don't know what made this so good for me, but it just really fucking did. Something about Homura's episode where you get to learn her backstory and see everything sold the show to me in a different way than it did previously, where it was like, oh, magical girls with a twist. It's dark. It's got great animation. It's got great music, just great characters and atmosphere. And then the movies improved it so much too. I'm like, I fucking love this. Everyone should see it. And the movies took it to a different level. Love Madoka. I'm really excited for Magia Record, which comes out this next year. It's going to be the mobile game spin-off TV show. It'll be cool. Next up, Attack on Titan. I had to put it on my list.
What number is this at? What number are we at?
Number 4, Attack on Titan. Thank you. Yeah, number 4, Attack on Titan. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Such a good show. It's clearly up there with My Hero and whatnot for you. For me, this stands in a different level of the excitement that I felt talking to friends about it when it was first airing and being able to theorize certain things and figuring out who the Armored Titan and Colossal Titan were before reading the manga or anything, just by little context clues. And then finally, the second season for me delivered in a very different way than the first. It was exciting and fun. It all took place over a short period of time in 24 hours. And I was fucking floored by that. Like, what the hell? I got to learn some cool backstory. And then season 3 came around, and it was one of the best seasons of anything I've ever seen. It was so good. I love it. It's a great show. You can watch it if you're a non-anime fan, so show it to your homies. Number 3, Violet Evergarden. Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, it's good.
It's really fucking good.
It's on Netflix. Check it out.
Check it out. It's on Netflix. Number 2, Promised Neverland.
Okay.
Oh, man, dude. This hit all the right notes for me. I don't know if it's because I read the manga first or what, but I have one complaint, and it's such a minor one, and I've talked about it multiple times.
Is it the scene where the monsters are talking?
No, I don't give a fuck about that. Kyle was asking questions about that, but I think it's fine. It is Sister Crone and being a little bit crazier than she actually is.
She's psychotic in the thing.
Yeah, in the manga, she's not crazy. She's just calculated and really intense, and they couldn't find a way to
represent that or show
the internal monologue of characters and like how they're going to deal with situations. So they instead had them communicate in groups. Sister Crone doesn't get to do that, so she talks to a doll. That's my little complaint, but the show is so fucking good. Everyone should watch that as well. It's fucking incredible. I don't want to tell you guys a whole lot about what goes on in it, but it is definitely something different, and it's a survival show.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great. Now it's number 1. I don't feel like I need to say it, but I will anyways. A Silent Voice. It is the best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's great. It's like, yeah, and that's a really good list. Shit, I think we share 6 of the same things.
Yeah, we share like almost all of them. Yeah. And honestly, if you had put Attack on Titan,
we would have shared more. Yeah,
and A Silent Voice,
we would have shared more. Yeah.
So it's just
Oh, yeah.
Good shit, dude.
I want to quickly... I made Sierra put her top 10.
All right, shout out to Sierra. Sierra manages our Instagram page, for those of you that don't know, and she is Juan's wife.
Yeah, because I was curious, like, hey, what would your 10 be? So she went Attack on Titan. I think these are also not in any specific order.
That doesn't seem like she would put number one.
So
but
Attack on Titan, A Place Further Than the Universe.
That one almost made my list for several things.
Yeah. She liked Another. Erased. Mob Psycho 100. Fruits Baskets. I'm assuming the newer one. Yeah, the one that's in the decade. Promised Neverland, My Hero, Teasing Takagi-san, and then Rascal Was Not Dream by Girl Senpai. So, it's interesting that she
I'm a little bit surprised by Another.
I really like Another too.
I had a good time with it.
I was like, wow. I haven't thought about that anime in a while, but she likes it enough to be on the 10. So I was like, that's her choice, bro.
Who knows? If I rewatched Future Diary, I might put that
Future
up
Diary's
there, right?
really good too, though.
Because it had a lot of good parts.
Yeah, man. That's it. There's so much anime that happened in this last 10 years that we obviously can't cover everything, and we did our best on picking what we thought was our favorites for whatever reason.
Yeah.
These doesn't mean anything.
Nothing at all.
Your fucking list can be different. You could cheat the
list. I hope
list.
it is different.
You could pick Attack on Titan for all of them. We don't fucking care.
You could put ReZero as all of them. I still haven't seen it. It might have made the list but I never made it past the first episode, really.
But that's it, man.
First 2 episodes.
That's the episode. Next week we're doing what?
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. We're talking about all of it.
No. We're doing something else.
We're either going to do our wrap up next week or Kyle's episode where he talks about Assassin's Pride, which he's giving me a little sneak peek.
Stretch.
Oh man, it's something different, man.
So, thanks for hanging out with us. Have a happy new year.
Yeah, thanks for spending the new year with us.
If you like our logo, hit up AaronFromTurbyTops.com. If you like our theme song, check out Tom Master on SoundCloud or YouTube, or come to Trip's house because he's going to be here and he shaved his head and we're going to be drinking.
Yep.
Maybe. I don't
know.
Trip, where can we find us?
You can find us on Facebook. Look up the Instagram Podcast. Same thing goes for Instagram. Look up the Instagram Podcast. If you want to tweet at us, tweet at InstagramPod.
Pockets in a fit. And
you could shoot us a email, InstagramPodcast@gmail.com. What's your top 10 and why?
Yeah. Hey, thanks for listening. This is Bye from Juan. I hope we didn't babble too much for you guys.
Oh, we always do. Don't worry. This is See You Around from Chris. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Hey, Trip, don't forget.
Just add hot water.